What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Z, what you had going on? Almost an hour? Look, hey, man. Um, as a matter of fact, shout out to Louis. Louis, I did not download that. That's what I should have been reviewing this morning. We might do that later on tonight. Let's see that. Shout out to Louis. Um, Red Pill Sleeper Cell. We got another recording of yours favorite Harvard grad, right? Miss Bowser herself, and her essentially saying, um, and I'll give y'all a tidbit of it. We'll review it hopefully later on tonight. Bowser essentially saying the black manosphere is a bigger problem for the black community than feminism, and it's because black men are insecure about their finances and they take their frustration out on black women. Beginning end, right? Beginning end, right? So I just want to riff on that a bit. Y'all give me a couple minutes on that. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. If I was to be straight jacket level generous to Miss Foster and said, okay, I see you're insecure about finances, taking the frustration out on black women, and I raise you, black women, insecure about not being politically, socially upper middle class and above white women, i.e., you, Miss Foster, and taking their frustration out on working class black men and working poor black men while pretending to advocate for quote unquote black people and using all of the political and social capital that has built over the dead bodies of these same black men, and using that to endear yourself to the same white women who, conservative sistren, vote for Donald Trump. Ooh, goddamn Z. If I'm being supremely, like, unbelievably straitjacket, insanely generous, I'll concede the point, and I actually don't agree with you. But if I just want to get over that hump, just for argument's sake, and just get over the hump and say, okay, I see that. I receive it. I receive that. And I raise you insecure little bitter Betties that are mad that blackness still weighs on them. And that's what's causing them not to perform womanhood the way upper middle class and rich white women do, i.e., you, Miss Foster. Huh? The frustration that nothing you do ever in your entire life will ever turn you politically, socially into that upper middle class white woman that you wish you were so goddamn bad. You want to talk about frustration? Oh goddamn! Every time you open your mouth, you're jabbing at black men. You make little snarky comments, smug comments, condescending comments, because black men, and to a lesser extent white men, didn't make you the upper middle class and rich white woman that you should have been when you graduated Harvard. Huh? Your education means nothing because it didn't make you an upper middle class and rich white woman. Your money means nothing because it didn't make you an upper middle class and rich white woman. Huh? Your connections, nothing. Even your association with white women still didn't make you them. Oops. If you want to talk about frustration, there is frustration from black men. It's because black women like you continue to get a mic and talk and traffic off of the dead bodies of black men, BLM, the blood, the lives, the memories of black men. Yeah, y'all get to traffic off of the dead body. Let me say, I got to be even more crude than I am now. Listen, Miss Foster, nobody in the universe would care what you have to say if it wasn't for white supremacy murdering black men. Me and you both know it, goddamn Z. The only reason you have a voice is because black men get murdered in the streets on camera. Somebody tell me I'm lying. And she know it, by the way. And she resents it. She resents black men because even in our deaths, we get more attention than her. Ooh, Z, real back, real back, real back. Anyway, this is the resentment of women like her. That even in death, Terry Nichols matters more than she will ever. Huh? Freddie Gray, Jordan Russell Davis, Trayvon Martin. Huh? Even Eric Garner, who Bowser said she would never go to the protest of a man like that. She would never go to the protest for someone like that. Doesn't matter. His name will be in the history books, and you will never do anything in your life ever. And that was an overweight black man of insignificance until he passed. Now let's see you pass, and let's see how many people remember who the hell you were in like a year or two after you pass. Oh goddamn, huh? Huh? The resentment and the quote unquote frustration that the Bowsers of the world have is there will be nothing they will ever do in their life short of being Oprah or Beyonce or Michelle Obama, which we mainly know about her because of her husband. Oops. There will be nothing she will ever do. Her. My apologies, y'all. My apologies. My apologies. Y'all already know. So shout out to Louis. Reckless streams, tax effect. Y'all already know. Yeah. So Z's issue with women like that, and I gotta say it again, man, we're not attempting to bring you down to size. I really do not care about you whatsoever, just like you don't care about me. You traffic on the dead bodies of people like me. You already know this. Like, nobody would care what you have to say about anything ever. There, there would be no Africana studies. There would be, ooh, goddamn, so you said that out loud. There would be nobody would care what black women like you had to say if it wasn't for dead Negroes standing back to the goddamn plantation. Me and you both know this. That's where your resentment and frustration come from. They have frustration because they can't rule their home because they lack the resources. Yeah, and you're frustrated because you're not an upper middle class and rich white woman. You get to hide that behind the quote unquote ineptitude and incapability of black men. You get to hide your resentment at black men and to a lesser extent white men because you're not a rich white woman. But let's be very clear, no one on planet Earth cares what you have to say, outside of course your subscribers, if it wasn't for dead black men. If it wasn't for dead black men. And some alive black men, great thinkers and inventors and whatnot, civil rights advocates and whatnot. Outside of that, who would care? With some frumpy looking ass Harvard grad, resentful, bitter black woman who's still mad about who didn't choose her in high school, what would anybody care what you have to say, Harvard grad or not? Huh? Harvard grad or not? Oh, by the way, Obsidian's back. Are you punching air now? Obsidian's back. What was that? Was that a year-long vacation? All I mean is that Obsidian went on vacation for about a year and a half. He's back. You and this is the perfect allegory. You goddamn right, we gonna hunt y'all asses forever. Y'all talk too much crap because y'all resentful, bitter trolls. Y'all not rich white women and Negroes wasn't checking for y'all when y'all was high school and in college. At least not the Negroes y'all wanted. Perfect allegory. You thought he was dead, and he's still here. He just went on vacation for about a year and a half, and he's back. Oh yeah. Oh, that was a good laugh. That was a good laugh. Now I usually don't laugh at the sisters. I'll be holding back, but this one, oh yeah, no, I did this on purpose. Oh, I know you punching air right now. Oh, I know you on the phone with the YouTube people, the YouTube reps. Oh, I know you are. Oh, I know. How is she back? Wait, are you crying? Huh? Oh, look, he might not troll you, but I am. Huh? Lame ass. Huh? Ma'am, you come from a long line of frumpy ass black women talking crap because the Negroes y'all want ain't choosing up on y'all, and them white boys ain't choosing up on y'all worth a damn either. And then you hide behind female advocacy, black women advocacy. Everybody know what really fuels you. You frumpy looking. You're not necessarily ugly. You just ain't super bad either. And your Harvard degree will never make up for that. And you know it. And it chaps your ass. You thought you a lot of women talk like they above it, but they're not. Huh? But they're not. White, black, Latina, Asian, or otherwise. A lot of women talk like they're above it. Hopefully, I can hear me now. Right? Y'all already know. So yeah, man. At the end of the day, that's what it is, everyone. That's what it is. And shout out to Louis for sending me that. Y'all, as a matter of fact, I'll put the link in the description box after the stream. Although I still might cover it later on tonight, and we'll actually play it so y'all can hear it for yourselves. This woman is not dumb. That's how you know. Like, and I've said it before. I'm glad that we're seeing like conversations and footage, and y'all get to see this for yourselves. These people are often not dumb. They're not slow. They're educated. But all of that, y'all heard Z say it a million times. All of that education go out the window when we start talking about triple X fun. When we start talking about relationships. When we start talking about who's provider protector. When we start speaking about gender roles or the lack thereof. All of these people like to talk like they're above it. They're not. The Bowsers of the world speak as if the issue is that they're trying to move forward into a new world, a new paradigm where we don't have these strict gender roles and the rules of how to perform are not so stringent. And the problem with black men like Z is that we're archaic and we're trying to stick to some old-timey gender roles, and we just don't want to get with the times. That's how they speak. That's how they speak to those white feminists. But what really informs loser ass women like her is that she just couldn't get the dudes that she found attractive. By the way, it's not her goddamn man. I said it. The dudes that she find attractive to do what she wanted them to do. If you think I'm saying you settled, I'm saying you settled. Make sure you have your headphones on. Make sure your man don't hear this. Huh? They hide behind feminism. They hide behind female advocacy. They hide behind advocating for black women and the upward mobility of black women and the independence and the freedom and the liberation of black women. Really, they just resentful about who wasn't choosing them when they were children or adolescents, young adults. And that's what fuels them and informs them. And they hide behind, I'm above that. I'm a Harvard grad. Somebody like me caring about the opinion of someone like Z? You imagine? Oh, he's so full of himself. He thinks I care about his opinion? Yes, you do. Me and you both know it. It's not me per se. It's black men like me. Huh? And what really chaps your ass is black men like me that have the ears of KMS. Ooh, goddamn. If y'all remember when she was on Dr. Thunder's channel in the comments, what did she say to Dr. Thunder? Essentially, you should know better than to entertain someone like Obsidian. Yeah, that's her issue, is that people like Z, as much as me and Obsidian disagree politically, people like Obsidian have the ears of people like Dr. Thunder and Green Gorilla and Dr. T, Dr. Ron O'Neill, huh? That's her issue. KMS, Better You, Art New Style. Oh yeah, Vince. That's her issue. Saint Cyr, that's her issue. Y'all shouldn't be over here. Y'all people like Obsidian, obscurity for loser men, uneducated losers. And her issue is that y'all over here, instead of being over there with FD in them. Huh? That's what she resents. I'm tired of these people hiding behind feminism or advocacy for women or whatnot. Yawn, and y'all gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Y'all gives you a minute. I'm gonna do this real quick. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. We're back. We're back. We're back. Not on the loop. I know, Trill. So I realized I didn't press the loop button earlier. My apologies, everyone. We're back. We're back. Hopefully, you guys can hear me clear. If I sound muffled, let me know so I could try to do something about that. But yeah, so y'all heard Mr. Z raging out a little bit. And we're gonna always have these people. I just want you to appreciate we are always going to have the Bowsers, and the Bowsers are always going to be able to hide behind white feminism and pretending like they're advocating for the least of them. So like, the sisters in the hood or the poor sisters, the struggling sisters. But but in reality, their issue is that they weren't chose, not by the men that they wanted to be chosen by. And yeah, so, and she's not dumb. I've heard her speak. There's things I agree with her on a lot politically, right? Especially for those of us anywhere center left or even more. Once you get her to not talk about black men, the sense start walking back in the room. The second she started talking about black men, she turned into whatever little 12, 15, 17-year-old that wasn't chose, the 8-year-old that wasn't chose, the 22 and 23-year-old that wasn't chose. That's what she turns into. Huh? Yikes. And all the little jabs and all the little smart alecky comments and all of that, that's what informs it. And she's not the only one. You let a lot of people in general, a lot of women. And yes, I want to dismiss and dispel this myth that women, particularly educated or well-resourced, rich women, wealthy women, educated women, elite women, that these people aren't informed by the same things that inform many of us. that what fuels them isn't get back, isn't resentment, right? I want to dispel this myth, this idea that you get to a certain level of education or success and you no longer are informed by or fueled by past traumas or past resentment or who didn't choose you when you were or who didn't find you attractive when you were like 13 years old. Huh? Only losers care about that. Only losers are fueled and informed by that. Huh? And what the beauty of social media and the beauty of everybody recording themselves all day, every day, particularly the women, particularly black women, is you get, if you listen long enough, every once in a while they'll slip up and they'll say it. Every once in a while they'll slip up and they'll say it. They'll slip up and they'll get angry about something that seems so benign. And then when you play it back, you'll be like, that, okay, all right, I see. Oh, that's the part when you went off the rails. Okay, I see what's really informing you. Huh? So there's that. See, you just ripped for 20 minutes about a video we didn't even see. By the way, I think it's the most recent video in Red Pill Sleeper Cells on his channel. So we'll play it hopefully later on tonight. I got a errand to run. Let's see if we go. There might be a late night stream. I might even bring a panel of. We'll see. We'll see. So we'll see about that. But yeah, shout out to Red Pill Sleeper Cell Louis for doing the Lord's work and catching these people and their insane talk on Clubhouse. And like I said, she was part of a panel, and she actually checked the hell out of them for a second. But once again, that what's the frustration of black men and not resources. Yeah, black men have frustration about not having the money and whatnot, and not and it's interesting because at least where it ended was black men are frustrated that they can't essentially rule their house because they don't have the resources. That means that the women rule the house. And how do the women rule the house? Wait. Let's go into that. If we know there is an inordinate amount of single mothers in the black community, and we know that black women are raising the children oftentimes, at least in the home, by themselves. The man is there, but he don't live with her, right? He's in the picture, but he's not in the picture. He's not in the frame. He's not in the home. Okay, there's number one. Number two, we know that increasingly black men are marrying outside of the race. We know increasingly black men are dating outside of the race. They're dating out and marrying out faster than black women are dating out and marrying out. Black men's interracial marriage rate is double that of black women, give or take a percent or two. If what you're saying is that black men's issue is that they lack the finances to run their homes, implying that they lack the finances to run their homes that include running their homes with black women in it, would that also would in your equation, are you factoring in that black men are marrying out more and more? I wonder why. Because maybe black women running the house is goddamn criminal. Ooh, goddamn. Maybe black women run the house like an Ayatollah. Huh? Maybe black women rule the house and run the house like a mad king. Maybe that's why their marriage rate is so goddamn low amongst all men. Oops. Huh? Have you ever considered that? Or no, I forgot. It's just the European beauty standard and all the negative stereotypes and whatnot. Mr. Z could concede to a couple of those things, but that's all it is. It's just the European beauty standard and negative stereotypes about black women. It has nothing to do with, black women like you existing and having a microphone and doing entirely too much talking. Once again, the outliers are doing too much talking. And don't got nothing to do with that, right? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, yeah, that's it. Once again, continue to try to have men in America, men writ large, change their appetite. We'll see about that. Dear America, if you think that Men in America are going to wife a bunch of Bowsers. You got another thing coming. White, black, Latina, Asian, or otherwise. You got another. If you think men in America are going to subsidize a bunch of Bowsers who don't even have the resources and who are less educated, you got another thing coming. We ain't doing it. By evidence of that marriage rate right now. Oops. Keep talking like it's only your daughter's rejecting marriage right now, and it's not your son's rejecting marriage to your goddamn insane, petulant, child-ass daughters. Keep pulling that, America. Okay, yeah, that's it. Whenever you listen to Richard Reeves and Scott Galloway, they get real close to saying it. They never say it. Hey, our daughters are impossible. They get real close. No wonder that white woman low-key's tried to imply that Dr. Scott Galloway is sexist. Yeah, because you heard what I heard. He's trying not to say it, but he's low-key implying that God, these women they're insufferable. They're impossible. Huh? Yikes. On that note, we'll pause right there with all of that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Jesus. Do I have talking about that? Did I put that up? Damn it. I didn't put it up, did I? We're going to do a round robin and we're going to talk about some random stuff. Right? What's going on, Meech? And Trell says, the Ayatollah of the household A. Right? Yeah, man. I listen to Bowser speak, and yeah. I listen to her speak on that, and I'll put the link in the description box after the stream. My apologies. I should have put that so y'all could know what Z is speaking about. But yeah, it's impossible, bro. When you hear her speaking, she's just, yeah. Yeah. And Telescope says, how about the black men who make more money tend to be around white people, so that's who they marry. No white women around unemployed. Pookie, so black women get pook. There's a pun in there with the black women get pook. So yes, and that makes the most sense, but it's not the same the other way around, and that's what black women resent. It is not the same the other way around. See, if it was the same the other way around, black women would still be talking crap, but they wouldn't really mean it. If black women found themselves dating and marrying white men, not just getting piped and tossed, marrying white men in significant number, not that about what 4.5-6% somewhere in that for all marriageable age black women, not that 12-13% when you control for only married black women. No, the 4.5-6% when you look at all marriageable age black women. If they were able to secure the bag, which means any non-black man, this really wouldn't be an issue. The problem black women have is that when in the room with non-black folks, black men are how many times more likely for non-black folks, notice I'm not just saying women, oh Z, you're about to make us throw up in a minute, aren't you yet? Non-black folks want to get piped down by black men, or maybe want to pipe black men. And black women want to, non-black women are more likely to marry black men than non-black men are to want to have sex with black women, and definitely want to marry black women. And a lot of that, I will concede to black women, a lot of that is informed by colorism, futurism, sexualism, fat phobia, and all this other stuff. I don't think there's any point in debating this with black women. I'll concede that. And, ooh, goddamn, Z. Should have been on black men's program. Right? The issue black women have is when black men are in the room and a black woman is in the room, that black man is more likely to walk out holding hands with somebody non-black in there. Notice Mr. Z said somebody, than a black woman is. If she don't walk out holding the hand of that black man, it's very likely she walks out with no one. And that's the problem they have. Huh? Yikes. Okay, Louis put the link in for you guys for the video that I'm referring to. Huh? That's the issue they have. Black women don't care. They look, especially if they could land them a non-black man worth a damn with some bit of status or whatever, man. The issue they have is simple. We saw it with let me play that clip again. Let me play it one more again. So because listen to what she's actually saying. There you go.
Men in Germany are treated way differently than black women in Germany. Black men are appreciated in Germany. Black men are put in a cultural sense, in a societal sense, you are seen as interesting, whereas black women are seen as lesser.
An experience,
a novelty in which you can approach voyeuristically, and it's dehumanizing. I was a member at Soho House, and I remember seeing a black man sitting there, and there was all these white women around him glorifying him, gawking at the fact that he was existing. And I think black men need to acknowledge that their lived experience in Germany is disproportional to that of a black woman in Germany.
That's not fair! That is not fair!
Huh? That's what she's really saying. Huh?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad!
Huh? That's what they're saying. That's why that Love Island thing was a big thing. The fact that they thought they landed them, two darker skinned black women, one in the UK, one in the US. They're getting these non-black men. If you notice on these shows, black women are primarily choosing non-black men on these Love Island, all this bachelorette stuff. Okay, nothing wrong with that. And how are those situations ending? Huh? How did it end for Rachel Lindsay? Oops. How are these ending? That's their problem. These black guys that are on these shows that do not pick black women, you don't often hear, oh, the white woman called him all the time. She was sending secret text messages saying she's just playing him for now. And Huh? And Indigo says, dog, she sounds incensed with envy. She is. She's saying, and Black Woman said it right, we don't know. He could be a footballer for all we know. Soccer player, for those of you not initiated. Mr. Z don't watch it either. Don't worry about it. But okay, let's say she was talking about an average black man. More than likely she's not, but okay, let's say she was. You're right. Indigo, you're right. Because what she's saying is exactly what I said. Those two walked in. I'm assuming she don't know him because she doesn't know him. They both were in this very exclusive spot. What she's saying is he's getting all the little Aqualine featured ass white women, the German white women, everyone from Helga built, right? To the Margot Robbie built ass German women. Huh? Everyone from the principal in Matilda, not the principal in Matilda, Z. Everyone from the principal in Matilda all the way to Margot Robbie built ass white women drooling over him, and she over there in the corner seething because the white German dudes are not walking up to her. Yeah, she's incensed. That same anger, resentment, bitterness is what informs Bowser. Huh? Right? Racist Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney, all racist conservative ass. She's racist. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all need to look up it. It ain't just the American Eagle ad. Her whole entire. Anyway. The Sydney Sweeneys of the world are more likely to walk out with that black man than the not racist white dude is to walk out with her. You want to know why black women are so goddamn angry? Particularly the ones like Bowser or this young lady that I played just now? Yeah. Saint Cyr says, Saint Cyr says, I need a sturdy Broomhilda ass German woman. When you said sturdy, I thought of, I ain't gonna tell you what song I thought of. Shout out to Cameron. Somebody know what Z is referring to. Anyway, sturdy chin. Anyway, moving along. Anyway, look. Once I saw Louis' name, I started thinking about this thing and just thinking about the piece of Clubhouse that he has on his channel. And y'all check it out when y'all get a chance. If not, once again, Louis put the link in he already put the link in the stream, and we'll talk about it. Yeah. So Dr. D says, Sydney Sweeney's racist? Oh, hell no. Hell no. No, yeah, bro. You could look, family full of MAGA supporters. She's been getting bigged up and hyped by the Confederate flag waving ass white dudes, and then she does the American Eagle commercial. Look, bro, that's not just trolling, bro. That is who you are. And hey, good on her, blonde, blue-eyed white woman with no ass. She don't do nothing for Z. Absolutely nothing. I'll pass that lady on the street, I wouldn't even notice her. Right? So she don't do nothing for Z, but let's call a thing a thing. I can smell it from here. Right? See what I'm saying, Trell? So in other words, Sydney Sweeney's just another American white woman. Right? And Trell says, so in other words, and American white woman. Exactly. Afro Merchant says, she got racked though. Look, Afro Merchant, once you don't got no ass, I don't even notice if you got big breasts or not. It don't matter to me. Once you don't have no ass, you look, you got bee stings in the front for all I care if you got ass. Huh? Yikes. But it doesn't work the other way around. Not for Z. She got a whole goddamn flotilla devices in the front for all I care. If you don't got no ass, you might as well keep it moving. Oh. Man. All right, y'all. So what do we got? I actually had another thing that spoke to that. Which one was it? Which one was it? Huh. Do I remember which one this is? Which one is this?
We don't care.
Oh yeah, no, I'll play that later. Let's play this. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Y'all done had Z ranted for like 40 minutes. All right. We'll play this. So this is Selkis Ray and Julesy speaking about these white dudes pretty much using black women as paymasters. Duh. All right, y'all.
Answer it to just, divest and go to white people because they respect you too. Because listen, white dudes understand the hustle. They can get a black girl, hard-working black girl, who's color-struck, to help them pay the mortgage. They looking for somebody to help pay their inflated ass mortgages too. So they on to the desperate black bitch hustle too. A lot of these white dudes are hustling y'all. They hustling y'all. They using you educated black women as retirement plans too. But you don't see it because, he could be with anybody he wanted. He chose me. So you think you got some kind of elevated clout, and he need help with the bills. He need help with the bills. Okay? Because we in a recession.
Like, I just seen this young, pretty black woman on my For You page finding out that the white man she was in a relationship a year and a half with was messing around with other women. Most of them being other high-earning black women. And they were providing his lifestyle.
Huh? So Julesy and Selkish Ray are both telling you white dude, and we saw this. Shout out to what the DMV natives. Wasn't the video we saw a few months back of the white police officer jumping out the driver's seat of his police car and then jumping in the back seat? Wasn't he with a black woman while he was quote unquote exercising his options on his black wife? In other words, he was cheating on his black wife with another black woman. Come on, man. We already know this is what the white dudes are on. Huh? Black women, you spent decades. This is pre-social media. You spent decades with something new ass talk. Ooh, goddamn, Z. Huh? So here we are. And Sucker Straight told you the white boys are on to the black girl hustle. You know how we know they are? Exhibit A, Love Island with the Dominican dude. He told you that's what he was doing it for. That's what the text messages said. Yikes. Huh? If you want to know the anger and the frustration, Bowser, the anger and the frustration is that black women like you, because you're not dumb, no, y'all don't got nowhere else to go. It's either black men or nothing, or other black women. Oops. For the most part, it's either black men or other black women. That's the anger. You know, they're frustrated because they don't have the finances to run the household the way they Huh? Yikes. Telescope, you put in a whole new meaning to 3/5 compromise. And Telescope says white boy math. 1 white woman equals 5 black women. Jesus Christ. That's even worse than the 3/5 compromise. Huh? Yikes. Yeah, I agree with this. I agree with this. And Indigo says, the whole Sydney Sweeney shows me that black people, black women in particular, are too damn easy to troll. Have some self-respect and work on your insecurities. They can't help it. You know what it reminded me of too, Indigo? The whole thing where the white dude flew to 50 states, right? And black women, like he didn't have no black women that he dated. He flew to 50 states. He dated a woman in every state. And you remember, like, there were some black women, because a lot of them felt a certain way about it. A handful of them actually made a video about it. And it's just like, your insecurities are out there for everyone knows. You look, man, yo, it's sad. Because as much as black men tell you, you do realize all you're doing when you do that is you are putting that's why I say the white man's peed. You're putting that above God himself. Well, for you, white man is God, right? And do you appreciate what that means? Like, listen to what this young lady says. I've played this before, but she says something very. Do I still got it? I still got it. Listen to what she's about to say. I'm gonna pause it right after she says it. Listen.
I just know we're living in Trump's America because there's no way that 2 different Black Love Island stars have come out about their racist boyfriends in the span of 2 weeks. 2 weeks. There is something sinister in the air that I feel, and I know y'all feel it too. Whitney and Locken and Janae and the other one that I don't know the name of. Like, I feel like that's just uncanny and strange, and it's telling us a lot about what it's like to date as a black woman, let alone on reality TV. Like, you have so many obstacles against you. Like, for starters, these shows are attracting men and women who are willing to embarrass themselves for money. Like, that's just a given. this doesn't have to be a bad thing, but something to note. Then we just have this strange reoccurring incentive for non-black men to go for black women, not because they actually like them, but because currently, and I'm gonna say it, the culture has this obsession with interracial dating. Both men and women have this obsession with black women or black men dating outside of their race. I'm going to say it. And it's really strange. I will say though, this is coming from snow bunny culture. For the past 10 to 20 years, we can't deny it. Black men have had this obsession with this idea of attaining the snow bunny on the internet. And now we have pages like designated to that. And black women have picked up on this internalized anti-blackness that turned into misogynoir coming from black men. I'm sorry, it happens way too often and black women don't really know what to do with it. It feels like being isolated and rejected by your own people. And it's frustrating. From there, I think a lot of black women have thought, if black men don't want me, I need to go for white men or for men outside of my race. They're gonna treat me better. And unfortunately, that's just not always the case. Yeah, non-black men are racist too. And I feel like that is obvious, it's a given, but we can't use them as a scapegoat or to create this idealized version of what we want in a guy. That's not gonna save you. Racist men exist everywhere. So expressing this, desire and going feral every time you see a black woman and a white man engage with each other on social media, it's sending them a message that, yeah, I can get money, I can get fame if I play into this dynamic. And that's happened twice now in our faces. I'm sorry. Now let's note this. There's nothing wrong with interracial dating. There's nothing wrong with dating inside your race. In fact, that's a great thing. But to date using race as your guide is not going to help you. And it forms these strange power dynamics between black women and non-black men in our public space.
And there it goes. It forms these strange power dynamics between black women and non-black men. So y'all heard her framing. Her framing was clearly, we're only doing this because black men are not choosing up on us because of snow bunny culture and da-da-da-da-da-da. And they're the ones who started it. Miss Bowser said the same thing. Of course, black men, you're the one who started. It's not the matriarchy. It's not the gynocracy. Bowser told you ain't no matriarchy. You're slow. There's no we said it is. That's what it is. If you disagree, then make us marry you then. Goddamn, so you need to stop that. Yeah, so what she's saying, once again, the power dynamic that's formed from black men not being with black women and then black women seeking the approval, seeking non-black men to make up for black men marrying out and dating out more and more. And so there's a power dynamic. Translation. These non-black men know we don't got nowhere else to go because black men ain't choosing up on us because y'all are insufferable and you won't get on our program. And black young men have choices and options now. And if a black woman ain't gonna get on his program, then he gonna find a non-black woman that will. A non-black woman that defends him the way, shout out to Beast Mode. I saw that clip that not Beast Mode. Was that JR Wisdom or was that Beast Mode? That was JR Wisdom. Beast Mode, I watched something else from him. Shout out to JR Wisdom. He just covered that same, it's one of the blonde, blue-eyed white women that I've played before. And she was in her car, and she was speaking about, but she be trolling the sisters, let's be clear. But she was speaking about, once again, meeting her husband or her quote unquote partner, y'all know Mr. Z hate that word, when he had nothing, when he was only a couple weeks out of being homeless. And she built with him. She defends her relationship and her man, unlike what you see the vast majority of black women do. She doesn't speak about her man like he's a burden. Now, I want to know how many black women talk about their man like that, their black man like that. Huh? Let me say that part again. I don't care how much you love him. Miss me with the BS. How many black women speak about their black spouse, their black husband, their black boyfriend, the way this blonde hair, blue-eyed white woman does? Huh? Not like he's a burden. Not like, weaponizing competence and I have to clean up after him. Nope. Huh? Ma'am. Continuing, by the way. So what she's saying essentially is these white guys know that these black women, these Latino guys know that these black women, these Asian guys know that these black women really don't have nowhere else to go. And some of these black women are attractive. That's not the problem. The problem is that their attitude is crap. So what she's saying is the power dynamic that builds from the white guy knowing that she don't got nowhere else to go. And more than likely, because she's now dating or getting piped down by a white dude, if and when she leaves, there's going to be very few brothers that's going to follow behind the white dude. Huh? Yikes. So the power dynamic that builds, number one, you live in an anti-black society, you live in a white supremacist, neo-colonial settler state. It was always going to be a power dynamic. Half the reason y'all mess with the white dude is because of the power. You forgot? To the young lady, when we let black women speak, when they start speaking laudatory about their non-black man, primarily white man, much of why they're over there is because of the power and the money. You forgot? That's what they say, at least. That's what the whole Queens of Kings lady was on. The big burly white man done bought the house, bought the Range Rover, bought this, bought that. Come to find out, that was a bunch of crap. But she knew to sell that, though. She knew to sell hypergamy to her subscribers. Hypergamy in the form of interracial marriage to the white man. She knew to sell that in particular, that lifestyle to that man. So miss me with the power dynamic. Oh, man, aren't y'all over there because of the power dynamic? Huh? That's hysterical, Ray. And Ray says bottom shelf Big Show. Dude like Big Show. No, does he? Yeah. Right? Yikes. That's on you, ladies. Shout out to all the women who don't want to get on the black man's program, are left out there to deal with what they got to deal with, and then throw a temper tantrum like it's black men's fault. I said get on our program. If you're not on our program, then deal what you got to deal with. If the white man puts you up through there, then so be it. If that means you're relegated to your Rolls Royce, so be it. If that means you're gonna do your whole love is love and you start dating other women, black women, so be it. Huh? You either get on the black man's program or deal what you got to deal with outside. Y'all throwing a temper tantrum because the power and influence you thought you had, you don't really got it. Especially after them white liberals took their thumb off the scale for you. Ooh, goddamn. Huh? And Cyrus Burke says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Watching in the slightest past, if she got no yams, then her other features that are supposed to make up for it just make me more annoyed. Look, I won't say that. I'll just say, like, physical attributes, that is definitely something that's high on the priority list for Z. Z doesn't necessarily care about skin tone. I like dark skinned black. I like everything from goddamn Midnight Lupitas and Jodie Turner Smith all the way to damn near white Mariah Carey's. So like that, the skin tone thing ain't never been a thing for Z. I since a child. That's not the thing. But if you don't really got a bubble, I mean. Like I could deal with a slim, dark-skinned black woman, but does she got a bubble though? Like even a little bubble? No, she don't even got a little bubble. Huh? And here's something backwards for you. I could deal with a darker-skinned black woman with little to no bubble. But a lighter skinned black woman with no bubble, look, I can't do it. Look, shout out to all you brothers. Like I know there's brothers like if she light skinned with the green eyes, you let everything slide. Not Z. Can't do it. Can't do it. Nope. Right. Cyrus Burke said all the other attributes just get annoying. Shout out to Cyrus. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Cyrus said, look, if she don't got a bubble, then what's everything else for? And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Want to mention that black women are worse than King Leopold that black women has the mass deletions of black babies. Ugh. See, I wasn't trying to bring up the 20 some odd million unborn black children. I wasn't trying to bring that up. But seeing that we're here now, there's that too. Huh? Appreciate that the majority of us as black men, we're just not going to talk. We're just going to move. We're not going to talk to any black woman under the sound of my voice. Your sons are not going to talk. Your nephews are not going to talk. Your guy cousins are not going to talk. They're just going to show up at Thanksgiving dinner with the Latina or the white girl or the Asian woman. And when you, I'm sorry, y'all, I got to say it. When you ask him, when you pull him to the side, oh, see, you pulled up with Becky, you know, what's going on with that? Oh, nothing, cuz, you know, huh? Oh, you don't date black women anymore? No, I still love black women. You know what I'm saying? He's lying to your face. Oh, goddamn, see. He might still actually love black women for real. He might actually find black women physically attractive, and they're insufferable, and there you go. Not all, it don't need to be all. You ain't telling the other ones that are to shut the hell up. Oops. Huh? If you have Bowser as a friend, then understand why your nephew pulled up, huh, to the family reunion or Thanksgiving dinner or gift unwrapping during Christmas with the Latina or the white woman. Maybe even an Asian woman. Stop asking him why. Because when you ask him why, what you're really doing is asking him to lie to your face. Huh? I'm telling you why. If you have Bowser as a friend, understand why. If you have Real Talk with Yandy as a friend, understand why. If you have Chrissy as a friend, understand why. Huh? You have Divested Zealot as a friend, understand why. You have Candace Owens as a friend, understand why. Huh? Your nephew and your younger guy cousin is pulling up to the family reunion, Thanksgiving dinner with the Latina because, once again, the Candace Owens of the world. Huh? The Bowsers of the world. Cut the crap. And yes, deleting unborn black babies, obviously, namely boys. Oh, it gets crazier. How often do black women delete children from non-black men? Ooh. Huh? Ooh, Z. Ooh, that's the question, Z. Huh? And Detroit, thank you for the super chat. How often does that happen? Yikes. Huh? So we're gonna play that clip one more again. And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
Answer it to just, divest and go to white people because they respect you too. Because listen, white dudes understand the hustle. They can get a black girl, hard-working black girl, who's color-struck, to help them pay the mortgage. They looking for somebody to help pay their inflated ass mortgages too. So they on to the desperate black bitch hustle too. A lot of these white dudes are hustling y'all. They hustling y'all. They using you educated black women as retirement plans too. But you don't see it because, he could be with anybody he wanted. He chose me. So you think you got some kind of elevated clout and he need help with the bills. He need help with the bills. Okay? Because we in a recession.
Like, I just seen this young, pretty black woman on my For You page finding out that the white man she was in a relationship a year and a half with was messing around with other women. Most of them being other high-earning black women. And they were providing his lifestyle.
Let's address that second part with Juicy. A pretty black woman, okay, let's go with what Juicy is saying. A pretty black woman, an attractive black woman, found out that her little white man that she was dealing with, the white man, I said little, I don't know where that came from, but the white man that she was dealing with was out here. This goes back to what the Dread brothers told us about when he worked at many high-end restaurants, and whenever a black woman would walk in with a white man, she the one paying for the white man at the restaurant. No, I said the internet will expose us all. I said it and I meant it. The Dread brother, so it's somewhere on BGS's channel, told you that whenever he goes to when he used to work at these high-end restaurants, and he worked at restaurants for, I think he said, a decade or so, some odd. Whenever black women walk in with black men are paying. When black women walk in with white men, black women are paying. What Julesy is saying is the same thing. Let's take her at face value. A pretty black woman she knows found out that the white guy she was dealing with was out here getting subsidized by her and by other high earning black women. Uh-oh. Let's slow down, Z. Say it again. An attractive, higher earning black woman is out here subsidizing the white man, to find out that same white man is being subsidized by other high earning black women also. Ooh. White men got y'all number, black women. They got y'all number. Huh? Latino men have got y'all number. Asian men got y'all number. Middle Eastern men got y'all number. South Asian men have your number. They got it. Huh? Oof. And Big Mo says they are paying for the title of honorary white woman. Huh? Huh? And Dominic D says, so all men are trash. You would have to get black women to admit what's going on with them and non-black men. First, not many of them are going to be honest with you that they keep on getting piped and tossed by non-black men, right? And then they would have to come to terms with the fact that maybe it's them. That's number one. That's the first one. They would have to come to terms with maybe it's them. Maybe it's the way that we're enculturating black women in America that's causing them to get piped and tossed by a bunch of different dudes from different backgrounds, ethnicities, races. Number one. Number two, that would also mean that they would have to admit that it's not black men that's the issue. Have fun with getting them to admit that. Number three, they would have to acknowledge the power dynamic between black women and black men, and that if they don't get on a program, then they will be left out there to be devoured, and not in a good way, by everyone else. Either you get on black men's program, or you find yourself subject, well, as Compassionate and Callous says, subject to the market. Translation, asked out to the market. You get on black men's program, you advocate for black men, you do for black men, or you get left out there to be fish food for these sharks. Huh? To be the little pilot program for everyone. The little experimental group for everyone. So that Brad and Lee and Ahmed could practice on your body to learn all their triple X moves for their future wife who ain't gonna be black. So when y'all are 15 and 17 and 18 and he lost his virginity a little late at 19 and 20 and maybe 22, he could practice all his little triple X moves on you. That's what your body is there for. And next time you see him after y'all break up, right? Next time you see him, right, in the grocery store in your mid-30s, he go have a wife that's not black, a girlfriend that's not black. Huh? But he used to be in your dorm room 2 and 3 times a week. And there you go. Either you get on black men's program or just be the experiment for non-black men or women. Ooh. Or other women. So all men are trash. No, they see, for them to say all men are trash would be them acknowledging that they're trying to come out here to non-black men and they get their head they get their head taken off. Huh? They're getting piped and tossed in the worst and most disrespectful way. Huh? That's something to consider. And Ross says they don't care, Z. They'd rather get done dirty by the high status man than the low status man. Yeah, that whole I'd rather cry in a Benz or than cry in a Honda or cry in a Toyota or whatever the hell they be saying to themselves. I hear that. That's cool. If that's how you think about dating and marriage and mating, and especially that's how you consider race, you would rather get done dirty by some high status white man than, in your mind, a low status black man. At least a white man will leave you with a bag or two or a little bit of money. Fine. Hey, if that's how you think, I'm not a woman. I can't tell you how to consider these things. Hopefully it works for you. It doesn't look like it's working for most women, even swirlers and divestors. It doesn't look like it's working for most women of color, period. Let alone black women in specific. Shout out to all of you who keep on talking like these white men are y'all not working out, but they're leaving you with something tangible. They left you with $5,000, $1,000, a handbag, a few paid off car notes. That's not what's happening. White men are men. Y'all calling them over. They're piping and leaving. They're calling you over. They're piping and then you leaving. That's what's happening. If you're lucky, they pay for your Uber ride. Huh? If you're super lucky, they'll buy something to eat for you before, maybe after. Maybe y'all have a couple of drinks. If you're super lucky. If you're retardedly lucky, he might parade you around for about a year as his quote-unquote girlfriend. Huh? That's what's actually happening. White men are men are men. They are men that currently have the world is currently constituted, has the social and political power above all else, above everyone else. And guess what? They go and use it and exercise it on your ass, literally and figuratively. Huh? Yikes. So that's all that is. Yeah. And let me see what other video I have here. Oh, here go one. I'm gonna play this, and y'all gives you a second if y'all hear my background sound a little different. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, and let's do this.
He don't got money like you at ESTG.
Why don't he?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I had it.
Just because he ain't had no money, you left him?
Had to.
That ain't right. I don't like that.
If he's making more money than me, I mean, if I'm making more money than him,
You should help him get some more money.
How am I gonna do that though? If I have my own career, I'm doing what I'm doing.
A woman's supposed to be a helpmate.
I feel like a man is supposed to be that for a girl.
A man's supposed to be a leader.
You right.
You're supposed to help him be a better leader.
I don't know. So I was in the wrong. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy.
You looking for a daddy.
I ain't looking for a daddy. I got my own money. I got my own money. I could do what I do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need a guy for money.
If you want one.
I want a man to be stable. If I was to leave him, I want him to
So he wasn't stable?
He was okay, but I was making more than him.
So he was stable though.
I guess, yeah.
So why are you leaving then? You said you just want.
Because he wasn't doing better than me. I need a guy doing better than me. And if he's not doing better than me, then
I guess.
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. I just feel like that's how it is, man.
I feel like it would have been more real if you would have helped him get to where you wanted him to be.
Y'all want these guys. I feel like guys want that love story. Like, I feel like guys want us females to be with them in the trap, do what they do, and then When shit goes downhill.
No, nobody want that. You want that. You could have helped him outside of the trap. You could have helped him get a barber license or anything.
He was.
Oh no, not the street. Okay, I gotta just say it. Look, we using profanity. I gotta just speak. Not the street niggas. Not the look. The black manosphere is worldwide. Oh no. What are women going to do now? BGS said escape velocity, and he is right. Huh? You see how she played that? She low-key was flirting. She low-key was saying, I want to be with someone like you. I want to be with you. Huh? I left him because I'm trying to choose up on men like you. And he scolded her. You want to know why they hate the black manosphere so much? Huh? He scolded her. Oh. Huh? You imagine you kissing somebody's ass and they turn around and scold you for the next man they didn't even meet, they don't even know. See, this is what women are used to doing. That when Chris Brown told you these hoes ain't loyal, it's because he was running into women like this, talking about their man or ex-man, soon to be ex-man, like this, before they gave Chris Brown sloppy toppy. When he said these hoes ain't loyal, it wasn't just the sex act. It's because they were talking about their man like this. Huh? Y'all just got to see it on camera. Huh? She was attempting to appeal to him, and he scolded her. Rightfully so. Translation, I don't want you either. You lack loyalty. You don't build. You tree branching. Huh? You're not a builder. You're not even a maintainer. I don't want you either. No, you better go back to that man. Huh? Oh. Yes, even the street niggas are like, yeah, see, I see that you put it on the table for me, and I see that you made it real easy, but see, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't trust you. I don't trust it. Huh? Yeah, escape velocity. You damn right, BGS. Huh? And she said it. I want somebody that make more than me. I love it. Y'all know Mr. Z go snip it out, right? And that's why I said let them talk. In all these obscure places, women are telling the truth. Every once in a while, when they're extremely angry, extremely sad, or when they feel super comfortable, you let them talk long enough and the truth gonna slip out. Everyone want to know why the marriage rate is in the trash? It's because your daughters, I said patriarchy by feminist specifications. I said it, and that's what I meant. Huh? I said a walking wallet and a walking ATM machine. I said an overglorified guard dog. I said it, and that's what I meant, and I don't care if they're educated or not. You let them talk long enough, and they're going to tell you, the reason why I'm not ending up with their sons is because they don't earn more than me. And Mr. Z asked the question again. The point of feminism, again, was all this equality talk means, what was the point of them going to school? What's the point of the education? What's the point? If they're saying, okay, now I make $70,000 a year, 65, 50. I need a man that earns more, significantly more. What's the point? This is also why you have women that earn good money, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with no man. Huh? Once again, let me ask this again. Anybody that remembers that clip where Keita Rose was up there on stage and she said, "Oh, so excuse my language, everyone. Cover your children's ears. Oh, so that means the men are the bitch in the relationship." When they were speaking about women earning more than men. If anybody could find me that clip, please and thank you. Send it to my email. Because that's what it comes down to. And what incensed Z is that all of these folks in polite society, whether they're liberals or conservatives, refuse to grapple with the fact that the women said, "I don't care how much I earn, he better make more. I don't care how much I earn. I could be one of the 2.3% of people with a liquid $1 million in my bank account, not all my assets. No, $1 million+ in my bank account. He better have more. He better have 5, 7, 10, 20 million in his bank account." No, you want to know where your birth rate is, where your marriage rate is? That's where it is. With the delusions of women in the trash can. This young lady told you exactly. I'm glad she got frustrated towards the end. And because she kept on trying to hide. Essentially, what she was saying is her own hood version of he's not ambitious enough. And as she was getting pushed, she just finally said, "Look, I need a man that make more than me." And there we go. I love it. That's why Mr. Z also says, "Let them talk." Once again, I'm gonna play it again. Pay attention. She tried to kiss his ass. She flirted with him. She appealed to him. But as she continued to get pushed, she finally said, "Look, I just need a man to make more than me." And that's what it is for all women. Mr. Z does it. Okay, fine. Women's hypergamy. You know what? Cool. How the hell is that? How are you supposed to be equal and special at the same time? That's my question to all of them. Whether that's Sarah, what's her name again? From It's Giving, from that podcast, whether it's her, whether it's Claudia. Well, Claudia Jordan is pretty much saying, "Look, I can't do it no more." Huh? This is the issue that women are facing, particularly well-resourced women. That's Mr. Z said the quote perfectly. Y'all priced y'all vagina out the game. I know what I said. I meant it the first time. I know it makes some of us cringe because y'all don't like the framing of that. No, you know what? I'll placate you. Fine. You priced your vagina out the game. You're too expensive, ma'am. Can't do it. Go stay your ass single then. For all of y'all that remember when Mr. Z was on the breakdown of women's perspective after the whole Ebony K. Williams thing. Huh? Y'all forgot Mr. Z's tone? If you and the elite man can't work out, then shut the hell up. Stop coming over here trying to punch down on us because the rich men won't choose up on you and marry you, Ebony. Huh? You coming over here punching down on blue-collar men, talking your crap because the rich dudes, the rich white-collar men, the movers and shakers, the bankers, the investors, huh? The head of the board, the people with the corner office ain't choosing up on you. Not for marriage, at least. And that's their issue. You priced your vagina out the game. Huh? And Black Uru Black Uru says he is asking all the right questions and is doing it in a tone where she cannot hide behind him being emotional and quarreling. This is a masterful job of holding a woman accountable. Bravo to him. Exactly. Huh? And there's a social decay. Look, we reviewed these women talking crazy. We reviewed how the women speak, but it's not really about them per se. And Mr. Z's not really talking to them. I know I frame it that way. Mr. Z is talking to FD. Mr. Z is talking to Julesy. I'm talking to the technocrats. I'm talking to the folks I know some of the technocrats, white, black, or otherwise. What are we supposed to do with her? Huh? Now, we don't know what the lady finances is. We know she sounds like she's on the come up. She's trying to do something in entertainment, probably. But once a woman like that start earning 200 and 250, what the hell is anyone supposed to do with her? She told you she want a man that earns more than her. We can't do nothing with her. Next. Huh? I'm okay with saying that. Hey, you look too good for me. Ooh, you earn too much for me. Z, but you earn more than her. That don't matter. I'll say it anyway. What can we do with someone like this? I know some of y'all don't find her physically attractive. That's not the point. What can you do with someone like this, with a woman like this, with a mindset like this? What good is she to you in your society, in your community? What can she do for anyone? Huh? America got a choice to make. Either the money or the people. Ooh. Because a woman like this, if she get into entertainment, she'll generate money. What that mean? Huh? Meg the Stallion generating money. What else she doing for your society? Ooh, god damn, Z. Ooh, where you going with this, Z? Not the social analysis. Huh? China set their billionaires down. Ooh, god damn. China said, hey, if you going against the plan, we gonna sit your ass down in the billions. You can't hide behind the billions. Huh? China told all of their show-offy people, all the people that record themselves unboxing some goddamn $10,000 bag, keep that up, we're gonna throw your ass in jail. That ended it real quick. In America, we encourage it. Oh yeah, do that so that the poors can live vicariously through you. Do that so that we can inspire the poors and the middle class to work even harder so that they can afford it one day, so that they can afford that $10,000 bag one day. That's what we do in America. So yeah, you'll generate money and anxiety. There go your antidepressant pills and stress. Huh? Huh? You want to talk about that life expectancy? Well, stress. Huh? Yikes. See, you got all of that from a video like this? Yes. Alexa, play Boosie, Mind of a Maniac, please. Anyway, let's play this one more again.
He don't got money like you at ESTG.
Why don't he?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I had to.
Just because he ain't had no money, you left him?
Had to.
That ain't right. I don't like that.
If he's making more money than me, I mean, if I'm making more money than him, I don't.
You should help him get some more money.
How am I gonna do that though? If I have my own career, I'm doing what I'm doing.
A woman's supposed to be a helpmate.
I feel like a man is supposed to be that for a girl.
A man's supposed to be a leader.
You right.
You're supposed to help him be a better leader.
I don't know. So I was in the wrong. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy.
You looking for a daddy.
I ain't looking for a daddy. I got my own money. I got my own money. I could do what I do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need a guy for money.
If you want one.
I want a man to be stable. If I was to leave him, I want him to
So he wasn't stable?
He was okay, but I was making more than him.
So he was stable though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So why are you leaving then? You said you just want.
Because he wasn't doing better than me. I need a guy doing better than me. And if he's not doing better than me, then
I guess.
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. I just feel like that's how it is, man.
I feel like it would be more real if you helped him get to where you wanted him to be.
Y'all want these guys. I feel like guys want that love story. Like, I feel like guys want us.
Yeah.
Look, I couldn't even let it end. I'm gonna play it again for y'all. First, I love that he pressed her. So he wasn't stable? But let me tell you, inside she was seething. Damn it, I boxed myself in. Okay, yeah, he was stable. So what's the problem? Okay, he wasn't doing better than me. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Yep. Huh? What was that again about when men lose their jobs, women leave, and then women like to frame it like, he lost his drive and his motivation. That's the problem. And he started being verbally abusive, and he started being emotionally abusive, and he just gave up all type of motivation. Is that the issue, or is it that you left because he wasn't earning what he used to earn? Uh-oh. Huh? You gotta love it. I love that he pressed her. So he's not stable. So he wasn't stable. Okay, I get. Okay, he was stable, I guess. He just didn't earn more than me. There we go. Yeah, about that society though, and community and all that other talk. And I can't tell if she might be Latina, whatever the hell. Just a super fair-skinned black woman. I can't tell. Huh? Either way. Yeah, dear America, we're supposed to do what with this? The men are supposed to do what with this mentality? Huh? She just didn't have the talent to be coy and hide. And he spoke to her, as Black Guru was saying, with the perfect tone. This is not a hood woman thing. This is an American woman thing, Western woman thing, global thing. But at least in other places, they know how to tamp this down and control this. America said, oh no, we're going to fuel this mentality. And well, we're here now. Huh? We could stop pretending like we don't know why our sons aren't getting married, why our sons won't finance and subsidize our daughters in America. We could stop pretending now. Huh? We could stop pretending like the men are sexist. We could stop now. And catch what she said at the end about you men just want Disney fairy tale. Oh, for those of you who remember, Mr. Z asked Ed this question years ago, years and years ago on the Roger Reports channel. BGS has spoken to this also. It's the men with the Disney fairy tale dreams of relationships. The women are transactional. Huh? You hear the way she just said that? She framed it and she tried to shame the men. Imagine trying to shame men. I told y'all black men are the ones that are really out here looking for love. Everybody is looking for a transaction or a come up. Huh? She said men. She ain't messing with no white dudes. She said men. Translation, you niggas are looking for love and romance and all that gushy stuff. I'm looking, there's a pun in there. I'm looking for a lifestyle. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Huh? And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat, well, money is going to be always the answer. Shout out to capitalism. Look, Mr. Z says the neoliberal assessment of men. What you're watching is that America is getting punched in the face. The Western world, the developed world, is getting punched in the face with women's neoliberal assessment of men. And that, yeah, these single women spend money that they don't have. But if the money matters more than the people, well, you get the America you deserve. Your birth rate in the crapper, your marriage rate in the crapper, huh? Social cohesion, what the hell is that? Huh? The bifurcation and balkanization of your society, you get that. You know, because the money matters more. Huh? So if the money is the motive, well, you get a society where the money is the motive. Huh? Oh, well, shrugs. Huh? I'm going to play that one more again for y'all. And Detroit, once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat.
He don't got money like you at ESTG.
Why don't he?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I got had to.
Just because he ain't had no money, you left him?
Had to.
That ain't right. I don't like that.
If he's making more money than me, I mean, if I'm making more money than him,
You should help him get some more money.
How am I gonna do that though? If I have my own career, I'm doing what I'm doing.
A woman's supposed to be a helpmate.
I feel like a man is supposed to be that for a girl.
A man's supposed to be a leader.
You right.
You're supposed to help him be a better leader.
I don't know. So I was in the wrong. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy.
Like you looking for a daddy.
I ain't looking for a daddy. I got my own money. I got my own money. I could do what I do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need a guy for money.
But you want one.
I want a man to be stable. If I was to leave him, I want him to
so
be...
he wasn't stable?
He was okay, but I was making more than him.
So he was stable though?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So why are you leaving then? You said you just want...
Because he wasn't doing better than me. I need a guy doing better than me. And if he's not doing better than me, then...
I guess.
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. I just feel like that's how it is, man.
I feel like it would have been more real if you would have helped him get to where you wanted him to be.
Y'all want these guys. I feel like guys want that love story. Like, I feel like guys want us females to be with them in the trap, do what they do, and then when shit goes downhill.
No, nobody want that. You want that. You could have helped him outside of the trap. You could have helped him get a barber license or anything.
He was.
On second thought, listening to her, yeah, she gave me hood ass Latina vibes, right? Huh? Her issue was that she made more than him. He was stable, but I made more than him. Come again to all the technocrats about men and their insecurities when they earn more, when women earn more than them. Come again, huh? For all of those folks that talk about, hey, the studies show that when women earn more than men are more likely to cheat, and men talk about erectile dysfunction. Yeah, you would have erectile dysfunction if this is your goddamn girlfriend or wife. This is your baby mama. Yeah, you would have erectile dysfunction with a woman that's looking at you like, yeah, we're good, we're stable, but I earn more than you. You damn right. Huh? Studies show that the men, when the women earn more than them, they have erectile dysfunction and they're more likely to cheat or step out in the marriage, in the relationship, and they're more, yeah, because they're attached to women that think like this. You know, this is the part of the equation that y'all never want to factor in. Huh? Because you speak like your daughters are infallible. And this is your daughter. This mentality right here. Yeah. About that. You can't have hypergamy and equality occupy the same space at the same time. You can't be special and equal at the same time. Huh? And Black Guru says, and thank you, he says he is channeling his own experiences with women before he came up. He has experienced many of her kind, but probably did not know how to identify and describe it. The Black Manosphere for the win. Say that. Huh? Yikes. And Passport OG says the cream dating mythology, not I said mythology, excuse me, methodology. There you go. The cream dating methodology, not cash rules everything around me. Not cash rules everything around me dating. Yeah. And compassion is shout out to my boy EST. I'm seeing his name, but then I'm thinking about the other brother that's a rapper and I'm getting them mixed up. Anyway, and he says Louisville's finest. Man. So y'all heard what the young lady had to say. I'm gonna snip that out. I think that's very important, especially for younger brothers, so y'all can know that we're not making this up. We're not making this up. We're not just a bunch of haters. It's not just bashing on Black women or I want to say this is Latina. This sentiment spreads. And women. No, we're not just bashing on women. This is not just a bunch of he-man woman haters. The issue we have is that in Western society, in America in specific, we speak about only one side of the equation. We don't ever speak about the fact that America has an overabundance of women that think like this young lady in a society that claims to at least care about equality, and the betterment of women, and allowing and encouraging women to work and to achieve and to have their own. Cool. And those women who are increasingly having less of your children, America, think like this. And what America then does is turn around and wag their finger at the men. But the women think like this. Huh? Jesus. Anyway, continuing. Let's see what is an LGBTQ report today, because the LGBTQ brothers are talking too. Goddamn, Z, what you doing?
And this is what I be talking about. We want our men back, baby. The men are out here. They still out here. They just not checking for you. I'm not gonna go to your page and read you down or drag you or call out why the men probably ain't checking for you, or why you have the perception that the men are gone and you want them back. But let me tell you something, baby. The statistics are not on your side. Only 0.6% of all black adults in the US identify as LGBT. That means there's an even smaller percentage when it comes to black men. Baby, the black men are out here. The hood ninjas are out here. The corporate working ninjas are out here. The video game nerd ninjas are out. They out here. They just don't want you. Focus on yourself and get outside of this bubble that you exist in, that because of homophobia, that tells you that all black men are gay, because they're not. I understand you may have bumped into a DL dude and he done scarred you and traumatized you, but you gotta build a bridge and you gotta cross over it, baby. You gotta get a scooter and get over it. You gotta get a skateboard and get over. You gotta get over the bridge. So I'ma hold your hand when I say this. The men are out here. They just don't want you.
Y'all give Z a second. Y'all give Z a second. I'll be right with y'all. Y'all give Z a second. And we're back. So, yeah, I said I'm gonna use that one too. And Saints says you gotta build a bridge and cross it. Not the LGBTQ brothers telling them, look, most of these dudes ain't LGBTQ. I don't know what y'all talking about. Oh man. The LGBTQ brother said, we tired of y'all sneak dissing us while y'all trying to diss straight black men. Huh? He just don't want you. Uh-oh. And we're back. And yeah, that clip right there, that's a keeper. That's going in the archive. We're gonna play it every once in a while so that we can remind ourselves what they actually, this is what they think about you, right? Shout out to Ice Cube, right? Yeah, so we're gonna remind ourselves what they actually think. And I'm glad she said it. You know, he had to press her a little bit. He kept a calm voice, calm tone. His delivery was A1, and he pressed her, right? And he asked the right questions. I agree with Black Uru. So he wasn't stable. He was stable, I guess. Okay, he just didn't make more than me. And to be honest with you, I want everyone to appreciate this. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. All of this talk comes down to, as Mr. Zia said, patriarchy by feminist specifications, the paymaster part of patriarchy. The women have an issue, and that's why I played a clip with the UK white woman. I'm going to play a bit of it in a minute. God damn, Z, how often you going to play it? It applies. It applies. That's why. I'm going to play that clip one more again. I'm going to play the white woman. We're going to talk about it on the other end, and we're going to move on to the next clip. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. But the issue that these women have is that the world, they're not up on game, and they're trying to fit these two opposite worlds into one. A world where they can still have the pleasures of patriarchy with the promises of feminism, right? And it's just not working. You want to be the entertainer. You want the world to revolve around you. You want to be the center of attention. Cool. You want the money. Cool. But you also want a man that earns more than you. How in the hell? And the math don't math the higher up you go. The math don't math the higher up you go. When you find yourself in rare air in particular, and this is the problem that Sarah, what's her name, Fontenot or whatever, Fontenot, that's the problem she has. You can't be earning $300,000, $500,000 a year and then still looking to marry up, especially in your late 30s. Have fun with that. Huh? Have fun with that. That's why she answered that question. Well, what about if you meet a man and he earns $70,000 a year but he's better than you in like everything else in life? Like you would have to look up to him in everything else in life. And what did she say? I'd rather be single. I love it. Dear America, stop chastising your men. If you ain't saying nothing to your daughters, then be prepared to have, I don't know, crap birth rate, low marriage rate, and just watch your country and your society just disintegrate. Slowly but surely, maybe even fastly. Fastly is not a word, Z. Huh? Yeah, you damn right. You know, when I was on, I've been mentioned of this a couple of times. When I was on Diallo Kenyatta's channel, and I wasn't able to read the comments, and I didn't read the live comments. And a woman says, "So what you're saying," and she was responding to Z, is what you're saying. It's really is what about the women? And you could tell from the tone of the comment that she was kind of like mocking me, like, "So what you're saying is what about the women? How weak? How pathetic?" No, ma'am. First, yes, you're right. Mr. Z is saying, what about the women? And no, it's not weak and pathetic because we put all the onus of all of the social decay on the men and women, well, assuming like you exist. So yes, what about the women? And Mr. Z will stand on that. I don't care how weak you think it makes me look. All of this, put the onus of the men, on the men, and the women just get to skate. Not in Z's world. I know there are men that their manhood is all about you put all the onus, all the responsibility, all the accountability on women. By the way, this is Black women's biggest issue with Black men. If y'all don't know, this is a lot of the issue that Black women have with Black men, because what it means to be a woman in America is to be a white woman. And white men don't make white women take accountability for nothing. That's how they think. That's what Black women, women of color, think. The ideal woman doesn't have to take accountability for anything. She could destroy the world, and there will be some white man that takes responsibility for the white women that destroyed the world. And that's what it means to be a woman. There are a lot of brothers that they've internalized that worldview, and so they think they agree with these weirdo women. See, that sounds weak and pathetic for you to say, what about the women? Yeah, what about the women? I don't know how your manhood is built, but my manhood is not built where if I give you a directive and you disobey the directive, that it's still on me. Unless, of course, I can punish you a certain way. Then maybe it'll be on me. But we don't do that in America. Uh-oh. Huh? If Mr. Z could be punitive the way he want to be, then maybe you could say Z's responsible. But if Mr. Z can't, put out some consequences, then no. Huh? So going back to the LGBTQ brother and what he said, yeah, the women are calling brothers LGBTQ to the point where you even have one of the LGBTQ brothers that said, look, stop. He just don't want you. And even with that DL talk, a lot of most black women are not running into these goddamn DL men. They're not running into DL black men. It's just an insult. It's just a way to pretend to, well, actually, a way to quote unquote encourage, to goad, to prod, black men to do what you want them to do for little or no anything reciprocation, nothing, zilch, nada. Black women know the majority of black men aren't any type of LGBTQ. That's not the point. They use that as a way to force and push black men to protect, provide, and shut up. Huh? He knows that. It'll be real unfortunate if he doesn't appreciate that. And we'll play that one more again and then we'll move on.
And this is what I be talking about. We want our men back. Baby, the men are out here. They still out here. They just not checking for you. I'm not going to go to your page and read you down or drag you or call out why the men probably ain't checking for you or why you have the perception that the men are gone and you want them back. But let me tell you something, baby. The statistics are not on your side. Only 0.6% of all black adults in the U.S. identify as LGBT. That means there's an even smaller percentage when it comes to black men. Baby, the black men are out here. The hood ninjas are out here. The corporate working ninjas are out here. The video game nerd ninjas are out. They out here. They just don't want you. Focus on yourself and get outside of this bubble that you exist in, that because of homophobia, that tells you that all black men are gay, because they're not. I understand you may have bumped into a DL dude and he done scarred you and traumatized you, but you gotta build a bridge and you gotta cross over it, baby. You gotta get a scooter and get over it. You gotta get a skateboard and get over it. You gotta get over the bridge. So I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. The men are out here. They just don't want you.
Huh? See, Donovan could have spoke like this back in the times of Grapevine, but he refused to. At least not on camera. Huh? Herbie could speak like this when he's speaking to Ole and friends and whatnot, but he refused to. At least not on camera. Huh? There are a number of LGBTQ black men that could talk like this, but they just refuse to. At least not on camera. Huh? LGBTQ black men are still black men. They know what these women are on. They just refuse to tell them because they low-key compete for the same men. That's why. Uh-oh. They just gonna watch those women crash out and what? Hope to take their man? LGBTQ black men are still black men. They know. They know she's bitter and resentful because of who didn't want her in high school. Z, you need to stop bringing that up. I'm going to continue. They know it's her weight. They never going to tell her, though. They know it's her attitude. They're never going to tell her, though. Huh? LGBTQ black men know exactly why these black women are single as hell. No man, not a white one, not a black one, not a Latino, not an Asian, nothing. Maybe she gets smashed out here and there, but nothing. They know why. They're still men. They are still men. They just ain't gonna tell her, though. What's the one that's on the show with Ricky Smiley? You think he don't know? If you see him knee-jerk reaction every time they bring up men-women thing, he always jump on the side of the women, and he's so adamant about it. That means he knows exactly what's going on. He made a choice not to say, hey, ladies, you know, on this one, the men are right. Huh? Huh. And Dr. D says, I would also argue that diversity in media influences women's thinking a lot more. Keisha's see all these rainbow people on television and they think that's how the real world works. Most people aren't LGBTQ. Yeah, that's true. And I think media really distorts the minds of people in aggregate, particularly, obviously, the women. People don't appreciate how little of the US population are black folks. Once again, like you said, people don't appreciate how little of the US population are LGBTQ. People don't appreciate how little money Americans make. Television has completely distorted the minds of Americans, particularly black Americans, particularly ADOS FBA and other black women. ADOS FBA black women, black Haitian descent women, Jamaican descent women, when you talk to them about money, Nigerian descent women about money, now they might actually have a few dollars. But when you talk to them about money, you want to hear delusion, talk to black women, ADOS, FBA, Haitian, Jamaican, Nigerian, talk to them about money. They don't know what the hell is going on. You're right. Television has completely distorted. And then if we start speaking about the media that people consume, so at least on this side of the black manosphere, y'all listening to Z, y'all listening to BGS, right? Y'all listening to Media Man, etc. So we talk about the money, we talk about stats, we talk about what people earn, how many, once again, 40 or some odd percent of Americans in America can't afford. At one time, it was $400 emergency. Now it's about $500 emergency. So that's what we speak about on this side of the game, right? How many women know that? How many women know the average American is earning, like, I don't know, less than $50,000 a year? Well, median, better yet. American is earning less than $50,000 a year. How many women know that? How many black women know that? Huh? So I agree with Dr. D. Look, television has completely distorted, and we know black women consume an inordinate amount of entertainment, right? Television, definitely social media. They live on TikTok. They live on TikTok. What they're watching on TikTok, are they speaking about the fact that, hey, what 18 or so percent of black folks had some type of government job. The slashing of federal jobs hurt black women, and this is what black women are earning on average. And no, huh? Huh? The women are just they're just delusional, and television makes it worse. Social media makes it even worse. I think I looked it up a couple weeks ago because I've been knowing that about 8% of Americans are some type of millionaires, right? Somewhere between 8 and 9%. But when I looked up liquid million, it was like less than 3%, like 2.5 or less, 2.5% or less, something like that. And yet, wherever you go is like delusional money talk coming from women and some men. You line up 100 people randomly, and depending in where you are, give or take 2 to 3 people will have liquid million in their in their accounts. So once again, we're not saying millionaire when you take all their assets. No, when you factor in all their assets, we're talking about a liquid million. Vince says, "You mean the idiot box Z?" Yeah, that's what our grandparents used to say, right? The dummy box. Exactly. Yikes. Okay, moving along. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. What's next? So I think somebody give me the background of this, because I think this lady is referring to a movie, or she was a producer. I didn't get all the information. I kind of liked what she was saying though. And because I read through some of the comments, and they were making reference or speaking like she was the producer for a movie or something like that. And if this was the message that she was trying to portray in the movie, then but like I was reading like, what's the name of the movie? Right? But like, if this was what she was trying to portray in the movie, then she did wrong message. So somebody give me the details if y'all know what Mr. Z is talking about. I'm about to play it right now. Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Shout out to the replay gang. And here you guys go.
I'm very concerned about the way that we're talking about men who do not have enough money, or in general, poor people. I think the wealth is a great drug of our time. I think that we're seeing a society that is so obsessed with wealth and so comfortable with the wealth gap. But poverty is not the fault of the poor. I think that that's a very important thing. And they're being very brutal to somebody like John, who would like to have more money, and he expresses that too, so that he can be better partner to Lucy. It's very brutal to talk about John in a way where you're calling him broke man, or you're calling him in such mean ways, and trying to blame him for his poverty. And I'm very concerned about it. So thank you for asking me about it. I think that it's very upsetting to me. Capitalism is going to try to colonize and eat everything, and it's trying to eat love too, right? So I think that there is a kind of we're falling for the propaganda of the wealthy, that love is only the thing that the wealthy can do, right? But the truth is that actually how much education, power, money you have does not change if you're going to be good in love. It actually has nothing to do with it, actually. So love is still free, you know? And love is freedom. So what an amazing thing that there's this one human domain that will never get eaten by the algorithm, corporatization, anything. That love is still free.
Love is still free. That a parent's love, okay, all right. Platonic love with a friend, okay. Romantic love, oh no, that's out the window, ma'am. I don't know what the hell you talking about. Like capitalism and romantic love. Look, calling poor men poor, like, are poor men deserving of romantic love? Let your average woman speak, and let's see what she got to say about that. Oops. Are poor men deserving of having children? Ooh, goddamn. Let your average woman speak in America, and let's see what she got to say about that. Yikes. Huh? Uh-oh. It's going to get real ugly. Huh? Gonna start sounding like we're gonna start sounding like neo-Nazis in a minute. I want to say, was it Army? It was Army. It was the funky academic. He kind of skimmed over like most people are eugenicists if you let them talk long enough. Shout out to PK Angel. We said it, but when we say it, we're specifically talking about the women. Huh? And shout out to the funky academic also. He said, "Hey, what? Hey, we don't need democracy. People don't care about democracy. They care about making money." Huh? And if like the rule set allows for them to make money without democracy in a comfortable way, in a safe way, they'll throw democracy in the trash. I agree with him. Ooh, goddamn. If you bought back a monarchy and the monarch wasn't a mad king, and the monarch had his proclivities, but it didn't get in the way of people making money, and the rules were understandable and they weren't too oppressive. Oh yeah, I think your average American, if they could vote democracy away without being shamed for it, they would do it. What does that have to do with love, Z? What Z is saying is, I think your average woman in particular doesn't think poor men are deserving of romantic love. If you ask them in polite company, they won't admit that. They'll never admit that. Well, take that back, Z. Some of them will admit that. Okay, there you go. But no one wants to say, look, he's poor. What, he's going to fall in love with a woman and then they have kids so we can have more poor kids? Huh? Yikes. Exactly, Vince. Struggle love? Perfect, actually, Vince. Struggle love? Ew. I'm going to play that again because, exactly, Vince. Struggle love. Huh? And Lion, thank you for the title. He said it's called Materialist. Where did that go? Where did that go? I saw the comment. I highlighted the comment. See if I can find it again. Yeah, gives you a second. There we go. And the movie is called Materialist. Fitting, right? There we go. There we go. He said it's called Materialist. And here we go. We're gonna play it one more again.
I'm very concerned about the way that we're talking about men who do not have enough money, or in general, poor people. I think the wealth is a great drug of our time. I think that we're seeing a society that is so obsessed with wealth and so comfortable with the wealth gap. But poverty is not the fault of the poor. I think that that's a very important thing. When they're being very brutal to somebody like John, who would like to have.
I'm going to play that beginning again.
I'm very concerned about the way that we're talking about men who do not have enough money, or in general, poor people. I think the wealth is a...
She said she's really concerned with how we're speaking about men who do not have enough money. Black women, don't let your humanity get beat out by a bunch of non-black folks, Asian women. Like the ultimate ladder climbers. Black men gonna keep our humanity. Huh? That's one of the reasons why people like us. FD has spoken similar. Uh-oh. This is the one place where Mr. Z and FD agree. In this Asian woman. The way we speak about poor, excuse my language, everyone, poor niggas. Huh? If it's poor men in general, all the contempt we have for poor black men. Why do you exist? Oh man. Y'all seeing it? The Asian woman is squeaming in her chair a little bit. And I think I read a comment in the comments for this video that said she's married and that's easy for her to say her and her man are doing well. And of course, y'all know that came from a woman. Of course. And another woman said something like, I don't care what she said. I'm trying to marry rich. Okay, of course. Right? We're going to play it again.
I'm very concerned about the way that we're talking about men who do not have enough money, or in general, poor people. I think the wealth is a great drug of our time. I think that we're seeing a society that is so obsessed with wealth and so comfortable with the wealth gap. Poverty is not the fault of the poor. I think that's...
We're okay with the wealth gap because, particularly in America, our optimism gets weaponized against us. Our hope and our faith gets weaponized against us by the elites. The wealth gap that people are okay with exists because we all see ourselves, and I'm saying about, when I say all, literally not all, but in aggregate, we see ourselves in America in particular as temporarily embarrassed millionaires. In this case, increasingly, especially in the Black community, temporarily embarrassed billionaires. You want to talk about delusion and the disjunction between reality and your actual bank account. Because we see ourselves as temporarily embarrassed millionaires and billionaires in America, it gets that mentality, gets weaponized against us in mass. And you watch your average person not freak out about the wealth gap. Man, I gotta give us some talking to, men in aggregate, because we listening to Gary V and whatnot, and Grant Cardone and whatnot, and all these MLMs and yikes. And so you have a bunch of people, in this case, Z, you about to say it, a bunch of men, who this idea, who get our manhood, provision and protection weaponized against us by the system, in this case, the women too, obviously, but many men who weaponize this against us. So we see ourselves as temporarily embarrassed millionaires. And so what if there's a wealth gap growing into a wealth chasm? When I win the lottery, Z, you said when, not if, when I win the lottery, or when my son gets drafted into the NFL, or when I come up with that next invention, or when my daughter's dancing career or singing career takes off, I'm gonna be straight. So why would I want to increase taxes when I'm gonna be a billionaire one day? Yikes. And Passport OG says, and let me read this now. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, and thank you for the super chat, Passport OG. And Passport OG says, chicks don't know the disdain non-select men carry. Oh man. When you say that, Passport OG, do you mean the disdain that other women have for non-select men, or are you saying the disdain that non-select men have for themselves because of the way folks treat them or speak about them? Are you saying the way society, the disdain that society has for non-select men, or maybe a combination of all three? Exactly, Vince. That's what I was saying earlier. Here's what they think about you. Exactly. Right. Lion said, in today's time, it's all three. Oh, yikes. Well, let's see if Mr. Z can actually make it past this clip. It's not even a minute and a half long. Mr. Z ain't make it past the whole clip after the first time. Yeah, it, I agree with her. I think it's frightening. Not that an Asian woman is saying it, but how often do we hear a black woman say something like this? I could see Olay saying this, to be honest with you. I could see Olay saying this. I could see her saying something like this. Ugh. That's about it. On that side of quote unquote black bread tube, maybe Julesy. Maybe Julesy. I could see her saying this. Maybe that. But definitely I could see Olay saying this. Outside of that, I don't see that. I'm trying to see any black woman I could see saying this that has any type of social media presence. Maybe Selkis Ray. That was the dread lady from earlier. Maybe Selkis Ray. Maybe. I could see, yeah, I could maybe see Selkis Ray saying that. Like I said, I could maybe see Olay saying that. Khadijah, maybe? I don't know. Outside of that, let me see. What other black women? Definitely not Chrissy, not a shot in hell. Bowser, nope. Julesy, I already said Julesy earlier. Real Talk with Yanny, nope. Let me see, who else? Black woman. What black female content creator could I see saying something like this? No, because I think they're so aspirational. Nah, I'm even trying to see what celebrity I could see saying something like this. Mainstream celebrity. Huh? And Ray says, was that Julesy after Sister Dread? Yeah, that was Julesy. That was her. No? Yeah, to be honest, I don't see any. Uh, yeah, yeah. And Pastor OG says the disdain for women that turned them down until they had money. Okay, so the non-select man that got turned down and then he started, making waves and maybe got a little famous or got a few dollars in his pocket, and now maybe those exact same women, but definitely those type of women are now interested in the disdain that he has, that now he's no longer invisible. Yes, literally, Mike Jones. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all lonely. Literally, the man who, the man said that. That was the hook of the song. Huh? That was the hook of the song. You know, women who may not be quote unquote traditionally attractive speak about feeling invisible all the time. Imagine being a non-select man where women don't even want you for your body. Ooh, goddamn. Huh? Imagine being a non-select man. Like DMX even spoke about that on What You Just Want from a. Oh, Mrs. Z, you was already using profanity. True. What you bitches want. Remember the verse when he was like, "Yo, when I used to tell a joke, like the bitches ain't laugh." Like DMX said it. He said it. Huh? Now when I see you got this and this and this, them bitches, the nigga, the shit. Like he said that in the song. Y'all forgot? Look. I'm just saying. Like at least maybe unattractive women are still human. We treat like non-select men like they're a nuisance. Like why are you here? Why do you exist? Why do you breathe? Like unattractive women may get ignored. They're not treated like why do you exist and why do you breathe? Huh? Yikes. Yeah, and that's all they're dealing with. Yep. Right. So the rage that non-select men feel, and I can imagine now that you have a couple of dollars. That's why Mike Jones made the song. Right. That's why DMX had that verse. Huh? And imagine you are DMX, who had a very tumultuous childhood. Huh? And remember, at one point, DMX was a sex symbol. Black women loved DMX at one point. That same DMX told you before he got on, huh? Before he got on, you same women ignored him, didn't laugh at his jokes. He told you that in the song. Mike Jones told you back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all lonely. That's what he said. Huh? Yikes. Say that. Dr. D says, even unattractive women get peen. Yes. Huh? Vince says, Mike Jones' song was the non-select man album for the next Tell Chirp era. Not, not the Chirp era. That's hysterical. Not the next Tell Chirp era. That's funny, Vince. That's funny. Right? So we're going to play it again, and then we'll move on. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
I'm very concerned about the way that we're talking about men who do not have enough money, or in general, poor people. I think the wealth is a great drug of our time. I think that we're seeing a society that is so obsessed with wealth and so comfortable with the wealth gap. But poverty is not the fault of the poor. I think that that's a very important thing. When they're being very brutal to somebody like John, who would like to have more money, and he expresses that too, so that he can be better partner to Lucy. It's very brutal to talk about John in a way where you're calling him broke man, or you're calling him in such mean ways, and trying to blame him for his poverty.
You know, like calling him Dusty?
About it. So thank you for asking me about it. I think that it's very upsetting to me. Capitalism is going to try to colonize and eat everything, and it's trying to eat love too, right? So I think that there is a kind of a, we're falling for the propaganda of the wealthy, that love is only the thing that the wealthy can do, right? But the truth is that actually...
Z, you're not going to make it through it. I'm going to make it through it. I promise y'all. Love is a thing only the wealthy can do. The women are saying that, ma'am. The women are saying that literally through words and through action. That's what Kevin Samuels showed you. Who wants to be with average anyway? What do you think? If a woman is saying that, what is she saying? Because if she's telling you who wants to be with average anyway, she's not just talking about average. She's saying average, poor, middle. Who wants to be with that anyway? So she's only reserving space for everyone markedly above the halfway point. Pretty much the top 25, 20, maybe 10%. The women are saying that through action. Through words, but definitely through action. Men are not saying that. Men are not saying poor women aren't deserving of love. Men are not saying physically unattractive women aren't deserving of love. Mr. Z says no one is deserving of love. You make yourself lovable. That's what Mr. Z says. With that, the women are saying and showing through action that if you are not a well-resourced man, the only way you can maybe get over that is if you're very select in physical attributes. If you're exceedingly tall, exceedingly good looking, maybe, possibly, if you're super charismatic. But how would she know if you're not physically attractive enough for her to even let you talk? Oops. Huh? The women are showing that to you through action, ma'am. Through words, but definitely through action. I don't know what y'all look. That cost you in that cost your society. That cost community. Huh? So continue.
I'm very concerned about the way that we're talking about men who do not have enough money, or in general, poor people. I think that wealth is a great drug of our time. I think that we're seeing a society that is so obsessed with wealth and so comfortable with the wealth gap. But poverty is not the fault of the poor. I think that that's a very important thing. When they're being very brutal to somebody like John, who would like to have more money, and he expresses that too, so that he can be better partner to Lucy. It's very brutal to talk about John in a way where you're calling him broke man, or you're calling him in such mean ways, and trying to blame him for his poverty. And I'm very concerned about it. So thank you for asking me about it. I think that it's very upsetting to me. Capitalism is going to try to colonize and eat everything, and it's trying to eat love too, right? So I think that there is a kind of we're falling for the propaganda of the wealthy, that love is only the thing that the wealthy can do, right? But the truth is that actually how much education, power, money you have does not change if you're going to be good in love. It actually has nothing to do with it, actually. So.
Yeah, but that's not what the women say. As a matter of fact, that's the whole bragging about their education and their status and whatnot. That's what they're saying when they do that. They're saying, I'm a better, quote unquote, partner. I'm a better partner. I will make for a better partner. I don't want this slop of men that is presented to me. That's white women, that's black women, that's Latina women, that's Asian women, but definitely, obviously, black women. How educated you are, how much money you earn, doesn't mean you're going to be good in love. Yeah, we know that. The rich and wealthy men know that. The rich and wealthy men know that they can buy their way in, though. The women will go with his not extending love ass if he's well resourced. The rich men know that. It's the ladies. It's the women. The women are the ones who are saying, huh? The women are the ones who are saying through action and sometimes through words that they're the ones that are good in love because look how educated I am and look how much money I deserve better than that. I just played the clip with the woman who said like I earned more than him. He was stable. All the other good stuff, stable, maybe loyal, all that other good stuff. She straight up said, essentially, he didn't have enough drive because I made more than him. I made more than him, which indicated that he didn't have enough drive and I had to go. Huh? Who's hiding behind their education? Who's hiding behind their money? Men and women are both hiding behind their money. Who's hiding behind their education? And the men aren't saying they're more deserving of love, though. That's the one thing. The men aren't saying that. The women are saying that. Huh? The men are saying because of my wealth or my income, I get to choose the package that love comes in. I get to choose the package that I feel, that I see and I feel is more appealing. The women, on the other hand, are saying, because of my education, because of my wealth, because of my status, not only should I be able to choose the package, I get to choose the man. I get to choose his education. I get to choose his status. And they once, as Mr. Z says all the time, they price their vagina out the game. Huh? And that's all she said in the end. And St. Cyr says, getting a degree and your nice salary, rhyming, getting a degree and your nice salary doesn't matter and doesn't make you a great person to be with. You got to say that to the ladies, because they got it all type of confused. Once again, neoliberal assessment of men and masculinity, men in relationships. Huh? And women hate this. And St. Cyr says, you can have all of that and be a shitty person. Women hate this. They hate that idea. If y'all recall the clip with Sarah and that other lady on tonight's conversations with Ace Metaphor, the heavier set sister, when she was speaking towards the end, and no, she didn't say that at the end. One of the brothers said something along the lines of like, some of these people are not good people that got the money, but they don't have good people. And she made kind of like this blink and you'll miss it comment where like, why can't we have both? Like, why do y'all always assume that just because a person has money, they're a crap person? And she was specifically speaking about men, because the women hate the idea that there's trade-offs. Ooh, goddamn. No one hates the idea more that there's trade-offs than single women. All single women hate the idea that there's trade-offs, that they're asking for something that doesn't exist. A benevolent, uber wealthy, walking ATM machine that looks like he was sculpted by the gods. Have all the options, have all the money, exercise none of the options, give me all the money, but be humble. And when you tell them it doesn't work that way, they throw a fit. So St. Cyr, when you tell a woman, hey, he's worth how much? Oh, you dating a dude that's worth a couple mil? He might be a little, he might be a little shitty. Oh, you dating a white dude that came from money that's worth a couple mil. You one of the few black women that was able to land a guy like that. Oh, you don't think he's gonna be shitty towards you? Okay, we'll see. Huh? Thank you, I am Waffles. And I am Waffles says trade-offs equal compromise equal settle. They can't do it. Exactly. Huh? And St. Cyr says, I don't assume that about people with money, though. I know plenty of good people with money. The money only amplifies a person's true nature, and women with money just so happen to be cunts. Huh? Man. And Trell says, a dominant, submissive, billionaire, gangster with a heart. Say that. Yikes. And that's their issue. Huh? Oh, y'all, look, we had 2.5 hours. Y'all wasn't going to say nothing. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Y'all wasn't going to say nothing. Y'all got me out here 2.5 hours. Okay, we'll play this last clip. I wanted to play something else. What was this
now
about?
To a concerning trend in the labor force, the exodus of women in the workplace.
Oh, yeah. Now, we're going to cover that later. Z, you can't just give us a snippet and not play it. No, we're going to cover that later. We're going to cover that at another time. Yeah, that's serious. So we're going to actually play this, and then we'll speak about it in and on out. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Here you guys go.
We don't care about how independent you are. We don't care about how much money you make. We don't care about what Ivy League school you went. It does not matter to us. Why is it that you find Anthony Davis, $300 million is what he made. He just married the waitress. What woman in here, 300 million, gonna marry the man in the drive-thru? You don't raise your hands because I'm gonna kick you out of here for lying. You're not gonna do it. You 300 million strong, and he's saying, can you please drive up, ma'am? Hold on for a second. You want biscuits with that? He looked kind of good. I like the way his nameplate is. You ain't gonna give him the, he can't even ask you a question outside of that restaurant. That's the truth. But you can take a man who's a multi-billionaire, and she comes from nothing. She can be walking barefoot with dirty feet. But if there's something about her that he likes, that's who he's going to marry. It's just the truth. It's how we are. Why? We're provided. I can change all of that. I can put shoes on her feet. I can clean her up. I can do all of that. I can't buy femininity.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, man. What did Black Woman BGS say again? Is that the women come to you as a wife? You can't make her a wife? Huh? She got to be a wife when you meet her? Pretty sure Tunnel Runner would agree. Somewhere is Tunnel Runner saying, yep. Huh? Somewhere is Art New Style saying, yep. Oh, look, Mr. Z just mentioned 2 passport bros. Anyway, moving along. Huh? So this ties in exactly to what Mr. Z was saying earlier. He's right. $300 million you marry in the waitress. The women worth not even $300 million. The women that are making $120,000 a year be goddamn super single. If they don't meet their man in college or university, in law school, they walk out that goddamn door without a degree and a man. Oh, she gonna be super single. 120 a year plus. Oh yeah, she gonna be super single for years on end. She might be getting piped down by any type of man. Maybe one that earns more than her, one that earns similar, one that earns less. But her standards and ideas of what she deserves now, because she makes 120 a year, oh yeah, she gonna be single. Huh? You know how we know she gonna be single?
He don't got money like you at ESTG.
Why don't he?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I had it.
Just because he ain't had no money, you left him?
Had to.
That ain't right. I don't like that.
If he's making more money than me, I mean, if I'm making more money than him,
You should help him get some more money.
How am I gonna do that though? If I have my own career, I'm doing what I'm doing.
A woman's supposed to be a helpmate.
I feel like a man is supposed to be that for a girl.
A man's supposed to be a leader.
You right.
You're supposed to help him be a better leader.
I don't know. So I was in the wrong. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy.
You looking for a daddy.
I ain't looking for a daddy. I got my own money. I got my own money. I could do what I do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need a guy for money.
If you want one.
I want a man to be stable. If I was to leave him, I want him to
So he wasn't stable?
He was okay, but I was making more than him.
So he was stable though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So why are you leaving then? You said you just want.
Because he wasn't doing better than me. I need a guy doing better than me. And if he's not doing better than me, then
I guess.
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. I just feel like that's how it is, man.
I feel like it would have been more real if you would have helped him get to where you wanted him to be.
Y'all want these guys. I feel like guys want that love story. Like, I feel like guys want us females to be with them in the trap, do what they do, and then when she goes.
You guys want that love story. She said that like that was a negative. Oh, she said that like it was a negative. Y'all want that love story. Oh, man. Huh? Imagine. He wasn't doing better than me. Gotta love it. Huh? And race is a man is supposed to be a helpmate for a woman. They think they're men. There you go. Huh? Saint Cyr says, in the trap, ma'am, I work a regular 9 to 5. Say that. Dell says, goddamn, mercenaries. Yeah, bro. I think you take women natural proclivities, you add neoliberal capitalism into it, you add consumerism and materialism that's been being pushed on them for decades, and you have this toxic, combustible Frankenstein mix of, well, a woman like this. Don't get caught up with the hair and how she's speaking, the vernacular, the word choice. Appreciate that Ebony K. Williams was saying the same thing. Appreciate that Sarah, what's her name, Fontenot, is saying the same thing. Huh? So don't get caught up with all the hood rhetoric and the hair color and whatnot, the delivery. Nope. Appreciate that Chrissy is saying the same thing. Don't get caught up with the delivery. I know it's easy to get caught up with that. Literally, Chrissy is saying the same thing.
This is what I tell average looking and below average looking women. If you can't date up, be alone. Life is easier that way. And I know that's controversial. I don't care. I don't care.
Huh? All of these women are saying the same, just different delivery, but they're all saying the same thing.
But my thing is, like, I don't understand the obsession with trying to make black women settle so much. Y'all don't do this with any other community. Like, seriously. Y'all don't do this with any other community. Do y'all tell white women that they should settle? Because last time I checked, anytime a white girl marries a black man, it's always when he's at his best and when he's rich as hell. You think Kim Kardashian was going to marry Kanye while he was broke and didn't have any money? You think Kanye would have had a chance with Kim then? Or you think Kanye had a chance with Kim when he was a multi-million-dollar rapper? Let's be real. Like, y'all don't say this to any other group but us. We're tired of settling. We're tired.
They're all saying the same thing.
Said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
Huh? Now she's literally saying the same thing. If you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. Huh? So to all the young brothers listening in, don't get caught up. Oh yeah, man, see, that's some hood ass woman. Of course she gonna say that. She's in the struggle, or she's trying to get on the come up. She's on the come up. She's just looking for a Captain Save 'em. Don't get it confused. Ebony K. Williams is well spoken. She's attractive. She's a whole attorney. I don't think she renewed her bar, but a whole attorney. Right? Well-traveled, earns good money, bragging about closing on her $1.7 million property. Birkin bag on the desk when she was at what was it again? Breakfast Club? Birkin bag on the desk, closing on a $1.7 million property, well-educated, well-spoken, physically attractive. She was saying the same thing this hood-ass woman was saying. Same thing. Huh? And when she was speaking to Lauren when she was on the Breakfast Club and telling Lauren, hey, I'm telling you, don't be me. Don't wait. Guess what? Lauren was saying the same thing. Ooh, goddamn. Huh? Don't get caught up in the delivery. Because they're all saying the same thing.
What top tier? Your dick is not equal to my fucking pussy. Point blank.
His dick ain't equal to your fucking bills neither.
God damn. Look, at the end of the day, I ain't
Them bills got your name on it. They don't have his dick name on it.
At the end of the day, I ain't fucking no broke ass nigga. Do what you want with your pussy.
Yeah, you don't have to fuck no broke ass nigga.
Straight
You
up.
look, no, nah. You can fuck a nigga that ain't broke. That's not a problem. But just because he ain't paying your bills, don't mean he fucking broke. That mean it ain't his goddamn responsibility. Your bills got your name on it. It don't have his dick name on it.
Okay, you're right. I land my plane.
You see how that mouth tight?
Huh? She's saying the same thing. She's saying the same thing.
I'm submitting to no man that expect me to go 50-50. You want your wife to bear your children, cook, clean, work enough hours to handle big bills, and take care of you? You expecting me to pay big bills, baby? I'm gonna want some bussy when I get off of work. Fuck is you talking about? Bend that ass over. Let that bussy breathe. This what you wanted, right? 50-50, right? And I do mean assume the position when I get off of work. As soon as I get off of work, that ass better be tooted up. As soon as he get up off me, I'm gonna look at him like, my turn. My turn.
Cut that bitch off.
I had to play that last part. Right? And just in case you ain't hear it the first time,
I'm making this as a PSA to any man that ever thought he had a chance with me or any man that wants a chance with me. If you like 50-50, stay where you're at, baby, because this mouth is only going to get more egregious. I promise you that. I'm paying these big bills and you think I'm not about to be talking to you out the side of my mouth? Watch this. Watch this.
Huh? That's hysterical, Passport OG. Passport OG says $1.7 million property in 2025 might be in a trailer park these days. That's hysterical and kind of true. It's funny as hell, but it's kind of true though. You know? Where's the lie? Yikes. So on that note, we gonna end it on out, y'all. We gonna end it on out. So this was just random. Send it to Z. I just want to stream about a few things. Definitely. Which clip was it that really inspired this? Did I end up playing it? Oh yeah. So it was the one with the young lady at the studio. So y'all heard what the lady said. I'm gonna clip that out. That's gonna be a mainstay on this channel for a little while. Because she said it. This is why Mr. Z says let them talk. We have to appreciate that we're in a transition period between automation, machine learning, software learning, right? Stagflation economy, sporadic president at best, right? The social contract is in the shredder. People are still waiting on bated breath to see what the new one is going to be, if there's going to be a new one or if it's going to be a free-for-all. And in that environment, you have the women who sound like this, who don't appreciate that it's time to hunker down because stability is the name of the game. I agree with economic circuit 1,000,000%. As a matter of fact, Mr. Z was saying that before I ever heard economic circuit say it. So to have someone that's an economist say the same thing as Z said is like, hey, soon it's gonna be you're gonna be bragging about being middle class because it's about what you held on to, not about what you have and bragging about what you're able to buy. We're gonna understand that here. We're gonna inform the people that we care about that will listen to us about that. That's gonna come from this space. All these weirdo chicks, whether they look good or not, whether they're educated or not, huh? Light skin, dark skin, short, tall, huh? Cute face, but heavy, not so cute face, but slim, right? East Coast, West Coast, educated, not educated. It doesn't matter. If they're not gonna listen, if they're not on your program, black men, you have to be prepared to step over their dying ass bodies. Maybe not so much literally, but definitely figuratively. There's a paradigm shift occurring under our feet, right in front of our face. Huh? And yet the ladies are speaking like it's the old world order. They're not even being humble. They're still bragging with sass. See, I said bragging with sass. Sorry, wrong word. Begging with sass. They definitely brag with sass. But they're begging. They're sassy begging. They're aggressive begging. They're arrogantly begging. You imagine? So leave them in that old world order. Huh? If they don't think that poor men are deserving of love and care, then leave them in that old world order. If she is going to be with you, but reluctantly, and the second it look like she gonna get stable, she gonna leave you, leave her in that old world order. Don't even give her a chance. Huh? If she out here on her social media calling any black man that has an opinion some type of LGBTQ as an insult and a slur, leave her in that old world order. Huh? And shout out to Gen Z because we already know what y'all on.
I've been sitting over there this whole time. You guys haven't said anything to me. Is there something wrong?
Well, that's your problem. You assuming we're supposed to come talk to you. What, because you think you look good or something? How entitled?
I'm not entitled. I'm just confident in my looks.
Well, God forbid we ain't focused on women. What you think you see a bad bitch? We supposed to get on our knees and beg to have y'all?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Sniff your seat when you get up? Want me to goon to you? You used to that, huh?
I'm the prize.
See, look, here's the kicker. If we focus on ourselves and stay locked in, then y'all come flocking. You see, you walked over here, right?
You see, I'm in my bag, and you're trying to get in my bag. Not gonna happen.
No real man will look at this and turn this down. Okay?
You know how much money I saved being single? Thousands!
I watched my dinners go from $70 down to $12.
My neck is long. I could be a model.
You think because you look good, you the catch. I look good, too. Yeah, I see myself in the mirror.
You know what? I have my own money.
Yeah, and y'all can brag about having all the money y'all want. I'm expected to spend mine on you. You're not.
Right, my money is your money, and your money is your money. That sounds like a lose-lose to me.
Right, and don't get me wrong, I love a bad bitch. But they don't love me. They love the idea of me.
I want you to hear me, and I want you to hear me clear. A wise man once told me, once you learn how to control both your heads, you win. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, the richer I get, the less I have to try and get you. You see how you're already over here?
I know I'm fine.
Poor men chase y'all. Us rich attract y'all.
Is it not clicking to you that I'm standing on business? It's not clicking to you.
I'm so locked in that Gigi Hadid could walk past me right now and I'd spit where she walked. So what do you think I'm gonna do to you?
You know what? F Gigi Hadid.
You can slide into my DMs and I'll give you a direct message.
You're not as fine as you think you are, boo-boo. Clock that.
You're a waste of my frontal lobe. Let me lock in on these stocks.
And you might be cool. Okay, and can you cook though? You look like you don't even know how to make a microwavable meal.
I could cook.
You look like you struggle to use an easy bake oven.
But I give it to you though. You came in here confident. You know, you sat here, neck up, chest out. But I'm gonna keep it real with you right now. You need to understand the fact that we ain't focused on women.
You guys are gay
at this moment, and don't try to pull that we gay shit. That don't make us gay. It makes us focused. Come on, man, we out of here. And you know what? Y'all too entitled. And you don't even smell good.
Right. Let me do this broad.
Y'all still look good.
Well, it was a skit. It was hit or miss funny, but it was pretty goddamn accurate. Huh? Based off of how we're seeing Gen Z men move, and especially young millennial men, or I said that backwards, young millennial men and definitely Gen Z men move, they may not be saying these things in words, but these are the thoughts. These are the ideas. Oh boy. Huh? Yikes. And you get this, you even get a skit like this because of the environment. The environment that the elites and the women created. Huh? You get an environment like this because of the elites and the women and what they created. Huh? And they ran through the entire scenario. Yikes. The woman that walk up to you because you're not talking to her, using the LGBTQ as a slur, saying she could cook, huh? Speaking about her model-esque features, just a light-skinned woman with loose curls to me, but okay. Huh? Ah. And Black Uru says, so very proud of you, young brothers. There may be hope. I get what you say. There, Jesus Christ. Let's read it again. So very proud of you, young brothers. There may yet be hope for our people. It's only funny because it's true. There yet may be hope. It's funny because it's true. Huh? Yikes. Ain't no way. That's not possible. Me? And the real Sha'Carri Richardson, which I'm thinking it's probably Louis Red Pill Sleeper Cell, because he says, I got another pink pill clip I'm uploading now. She quoted you. Hold on. I'm about to end the stream out. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. Let's see. I'll give you a couple minutes. Let's see. If you can hurry up and post it, then I could try to download it and maybe play it. Let's see. Possibly. Right. Yeah, that Sha'Carri thing. Sorry, y'all. And that was the term I was looking for yesterday that I couldn't get out. Code switch. When I was speaking about her the other day. Code switch. Yeah, her code switching is trash. Right. Her code switch was trash. I heard BGS speaking about it the other day, and yeah, that's the term. It was right there. You're like, I'm trying to get it. Yeah, code switching. Her code switch was trash. Right. So yeah, and you could tell she's not used to being around white folks. The code switch and I think that's why she fumbled on the I tried to grab it but not physically. Wait, you tried grabbing your headphones but not physically? Okay, yeah, that's it. Right? She was fumbling and bumbling. Damn. You fumbled, well better yet, you stumbled, then you fumbled, then you got arrested, which is definitely a sign that you crumbled. Z rhyming. Huh? Yikes. Stumbling, fumbling, and crumbling on camera. Sounds like I'm talking about football. Not a track and field star. Olympian of all. Huh? Putting the pause on her boyfriend at the goddamn airport. Pretty strong indicator that you do even worse in private. Yeah. Yikes. Anyway, and Black Guru says, if black men are allowed to break this evil spirit amongst black women without the interference of the racist white caste system, there is a real chance this thing can be saved. Yeah, this thing can be saved. Yes. Yeah, well, and isn't that the and you've said that multiple times, Black Guru. Yeah, if we know that we can, handle our business without the authorities interfering, then I think this thing would have been solved a long time ago. I don't even think it would have popped up to have to be solved. Right? I don't think we would have had an issue. Excuse me. or at least it wouldn't be this issue, right? If there was if we could go all the way back to the end of slavery, right? If for me, ending Reconstruction so soon, allowing for there to be the essentially the North betrayed Black people in a way that it's like immeasurable. It's immeasurable. Because if Reconstruction would have lasted more than goddamn 12 years, and the Northern soldiers stayed in the South for, I would say, even if it was 30 years, and Black folks were allowed to get a true foothold in, and there wasn't the racial terrorism, there wouldn't be a we wouldn't even make note of Tulsa, Oklahoma, because there would be so many. Huh? So there just wouldn't have been the environment that allowed for Black women to act like this, and they wouldn't be encouraged to by the state. This wouldn't be a conversation. This is a conversation because of white folks. Huh? Because of the money of white men and the, what would you want to call it, the scheming of white women, the sabotage of white women, huh? And Black women being made the mascot for the ugliest form of feminism you could imagine. I don't think we would have been even be having this conversation if it wasn't for racist white folks on the left and the right. Right. So yeah, if you could manage to get them out the way, if we didn't have to worry about them putting their thumb on the scales for the ladies, then we wouldn't have this wouldn't be a conversation. If we knew that they would move out the way and stay out the way, you could have this situation fixed in a couple years. I was gonna say a couple calendar months, but no, in a couple years. A couple of stories of, you know, a couple of stories of some get right caught on camera. That's very important. It got to be caught on camera, and there's no punishment to that man. Yeah, that's all it would take. 2, 3 stories, 5 stories of not just celebrity men. You get a dozen stories of everyday Black man handing out some get right, and the state doesn't punish him for that. Oh, it's a wrap. Because all that says is new day, new rules. Huh? So yeah, that would be a whole different conversation. A whole different conversation. Oh, Louis put the link in. Okay, let me see. Y'all gives you a second. Let me see if I could hurry up and finagle something real quick. Y'all gives you a second.
wasn't, I guess she wasn't fine. She wasn't thick enough. You know what I'm saying? So now your old ass got to sit here and just go come ask some motherfuckers who got some women that are have careers and see how they work out instead of complaining about these motherfuckers. Because I'm tired of it. It's getting old. Some of us is outside and it's beautiful women outside, right? They outside, they doing their thing. They got to work and pay for their own bills because they buy themselves. And the internet is not a complete representation of what women or men think in these conversations. It's just not. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute and finish my goddamn tacos, y'all.
Good job. That was great.
Can a woman speak? Another woman? I know there's some other women.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been watching this kind of gender divide for a while, and I'm looking at it at both sides. And like what I see, and I don't know, I don't think it's the women who are on the stage, but I think that men's primary complaint is that women want the benefits of what patriarchy used to give them without the obligations that it gave. So it's like basically, I want all of the good things that patriarchy has, but I still want to live under this new paradigm with any of the responsibility, without any of the responsibility of that exchange. Now, if that's not you, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about the women who do say these things, and they're really loud on social media. So it's like I can see how men could see how it's like hypocritical if a woman is like, I'm keeping all of my shit, but that man better, if he wants to date me, he better provide everything for me. Work should be an option, and he needs to just give everything to me. And I'm not going to do anything. Like I think a housewife like recently went viral because she said she doesn't do anything for her husband. And so like understandably, I can see why men would say that. But there was one, I was just listening to a podcast a few days ago, and this really made a lot of sense. It was a guy who said, women are always saying that they don't want to be a man's mother. Like they don't want to provide like the emotional support and the nurturing, like that's for your mother to do. But then he said something really interesting. He said, but wait a minute. You want a man to provide, protect, and like produce for you, right? And like, isn't that what like a paternal figure or a father would want would do? Isn't that what a father would do? And it really struck me that like the men want that nurturing element that is from like a mother, and women want that protective provision that is of a father. But it's like we don't really want to name it that, but it is kind of like that. And so when it comes to cooking, I think you guys tell me if I'm wrong, because I could be. I'm just, like I said, I'm on the outside looking in. I just want to preface that I am more traditional and things, and I'm more agreeable in that way just because I'm older. But like for cooking, like for me, it's like I don't cook every day, and I'm not expected to cook every day. But when I do cook, to me, it's a form of nurturing. It's a form of like, okay, this is something that I also really enjoy doing, because I also like growing my own food and then cooking it and things like that, and having people enjoy it, especially somebody who I care about. And the gratitude of that I get from the care that I take is what motivates me more than me feeling like it's an obligation to do. Does any of this make sense to anybody?
Yeah, but
Well. Louis, are you sure she been listening to me? I don't know. It's not on the nose enough for me, right? Like I damn near need them to actually say my name before I claim it. Yeah. So and thank you for that, Louis. So it's clear, yes. Patriarchy by feminist specifications. And also something that we all say, so that's not exclusive to Z, which is yes, it's a tug of war. What America has produced in particular is exploitative women, right? They want to give as little as humanly possible in the relationship between men and women, right? While getting the maximum, while leaving with the maximum, right? They learned from their white overlords that this is how you operate. You put in minimal, you take out, you extract the maximum as much as you humanly can. And the more disrespectful, the better. Huh? They learned from their white overlords. Huh? So, shout out to Crystal and Kerosene. I see, this is how she's been speaking for a couple of years now. More and more. Okay, that's cool, but she did so much damage. She did so much damage over the past decade. Crystalline Carrison did so much damage. I see her trying to moonwalk now and clean it up now, and kind of minimizing her role a decade plus ago. I see her trying to minimize how much of the Black gender divide, particularly online, is she responsible for, and she encouraged and she fanned the flames of. I see her trying to minimize it now, right? But you're gonna have to do more than this, Miss Carrison. Number one. Number two, so this dynamic that has grown between Black men and Black women in particular, that's encouraged by the outside. Yes, it is women who can't come to terms with what they don't get with their liberation, right? That's why I played a clip with the white women so much. That's why I played a clip with Dr. Sabrina Strings so much. The women want their autonomy, but they want security at the same time. They want security and their autonomy simultaneously, and it doesn't work that way. The environment is telling them it doesn't work that way, but the technocrats are not. The talkers, the movers, the shakers, the tastemakers that appreciate this and know it are not saying that to them. The men are not, and the women are definitely not. So going to what Crystalline Carrison was saying about how these women don't want to mother their men, but they want men that operate like fathers, while also using this word partnership. I've said it before. If men showed women what true partnership looked like, they would run for the hills. If men showed women what true, if you want partnership, first you have to appreciate how much of the gender play is, and I agree with the left on this, is social. If you just want to be a quote unquote female and I'm a male, then all of the performance of man is out the window. So all that stoicism that men are supposed to engage in, that's out the window. So yeah, you go get sassy men. Ooh, goddamn. I didn't even talk about the money in the 50-50 yet, by the way. Huh? If you want to do partner, appreciate the money aspect of it all, appreciate the performance of gender of it all. You get nothing. That's why Mr. Z keep on playing the you get nothing. I play those clips on purpose. I play them. That's intentional. It's deliberate. I know what I'm doing. I may not know what I'm doing all the time, but when I play those clips after I say something, that's intentional. You get nothing. Miss Carrison, you are 150% correct. Because no one's saying to the ladies what actually comes with their equality. They're watching the women scream, white, black, Latina, Asian, or otherwise. They're watching y'all throw a temper tantrum. They're watching y'all scream. And very few people have the ovaries to just straight up say it.
Well, the situation is that a lot of women want to have a romance. They love the idea of this, of a man showing up to be selfless, because we so often meet men who are selfish. And to your point about the way in which there's a boyification going on, I think that that's pretty widely accepted. So, I mean, honestly, that's why you saw me roll my eyes. It's like, I don't even think you need to apologize for that. I think women everywhere are seeing that men are turning into boys. And part of it is because of feminism. And maybe people are going to be a little bit upset about that, but that's just the reality. Romance had very clear gender roles. It said men are strong and brave, women are polite, docile. So as feminism was saying, no, this is a misrepresentation of who we are. We contain multitudes, and we also deserve the right to work in public. The more women made demands into incursions into what were, for about 200 years after the Enlightenment, so-called men's spaces, the more men started to first fight back against feminism, usually in ways that women could not see, which is a way in which they hold on to power. But then also they start to draw back romance. They're like, well, are we going to be putting ourselves out for these feminist harpies and these scary career women? No, we want polite, quiet women. These are the ones who restore our classic sense of manhood. And so there is a lot of fraught and contentious, I think, interactions happening between men and women, because men have always maintained the kind of woman that they want in the aggregate. It's not every single man, right? Whereas women increasingly are saying, we refuse to occupy those roles.
Translation, Miss Karazin, the men were clear. The men are still clear about what they want, right? The women are the ones who torched the social contract, not the men. The women torched the social. Now, of course, Dr. Sabrina Strings is going to frame it the way she framed it. The men are being boys. Translation, the men are throwing a temper tantrum because we ain't following up with the old social contract. The men are just going to have to go get over it. So, of course, that's her framing. She's a black woman. What she's also saying is the part of her that's logical understands, because she appreciates that's the performance. We're separating sex from gender here, everyone. Huh? The performance of manhood. Huh? The performance of manhood is balanced out by the performance of womanhood. If not, then we're just male and female. Huh? So if the women said, hey, we're stripping you of that, of being quote unquote men, then the men said, I bet, then that means you're not women either, right? So where's my half of the rent? Where's my half of this mortgage? Huh? So all the outrage, I saw the video of the young brothers wearing leggings and in a skirt to school. I saw it. Guess what? Y'all can't say nothing about that no more. Oops. Oh, if they LGBTQ, then whatever. What about if they're not? Oh, goddamn. No, that's not how men dress. That's not how straight men dress. Maybe it is now. Oops. So what if your teenage daughters don't find it attractive? It's the new normal, remember? Yikes. Huh? What happened to men that were men? Those days don't exist anymore. Y'all tore up the social contract, you forgot. So yes, Miss Karazin, if she was referring to me, I'm not sure. You damn right. It's a dance. The women decided to stop dancing. Huh? And St. Cyr says, oh, Z, I have a clip of a gay black guy outright saying it, the men are failed women. Basically, the gays, the theys, and women really see us as failed women, and we're regressing, excuse me, we're regressing into boyhood, peak human. Yeah, you can go ahead and send me that. Send me that. I'll cover it. Right? I'll cover it. Technology, modern technology has allowed for women to essentially see men as superfluous, like just extra. We don't need them, huh? Isn't that what Meg Thee Stallion said? We don't need y'all, we want y'all. Yes, as a rich, famous black woman, I'm pretty sure you believe that. The average black woman, on the other hand, but definitely the average black woman, see, the average black woman is, once again, black and Latina women who never marry have the least amount of wealth in America. So there's that. Shout out to you, Meg Thee Stallion, who don't know what the hell you're talking about. Sound nice. Huh? Second, The average man spends $5,000 to $12,000 more per year when in relationship. Yeah, about that. Crystalline Kerosene, what we're dealing with is simple. Women want all the perks of feminism and all the perks of patriarchy. And it doesn't work that way. It will never work that way. The women are throwing a temper tantrum right now because it's not working. So they have decided to resign themselves to only going after the men with money because in their minds, hey, if men are going to be a burden and they're not going to perform patriarchy while letting me be a whole feminist, then I might as well just go straight for the money. Unfortunately for them, not enough men earn that much more, which once again is the fault of feminism. You close the gap, then you got mad that you closed the gap. Imagine that. Huh? You throw in a temper tantrum because you wanted to be equal. The gap got closed, and then you threw a temper tantrum because you can't practice hypergamy. How do you want hypergamy and equality simultaneously? Miss Kerosene, you damn right. The men are saying it. Whether it's through word or through action, the men are saying it. The women are absolutely delusional. It would be one thing if it was 1, 10, 15, maybe even 100 or 2, a couple hundred. The delusional of your modern Western woman, American woman, is having deleterious effects on the entire West, including Black America. That's what all, excuse me, Miss Kerosene, that's what all the swirler divester talk is about. Oops. That's what all the hypergamy talk is about. Yikes. That's what all the level up talk is about. Oh, that's what all the black girl in luxury talk is about. It's how do we mitigate for what we actually got for what we wanted. Oops. We wanted feminism, translation, we wanted the freedom and the liberation. But how do I get the security? The white man provided for me. Oh, goddamn, not enough rich white men. Okay, okay. What about if I go for the luxurious lifestyle? Okay, once again, not enough rich white men. Okay, what about if hypergamy? I'm gonna be a hypergamy zealot. Okay, not enough rich white men. Uh-oh. All you're seeing now is women trying to correct for and mitigate for actually getting the equality that they asked for, that they demanded, that they quote unquote fought for. Fought for what? Fought for. Huh? All the sugar babying. Huh? You wanted to compete against men and you got it. Crystalline Kerosene, appreciate that everything that you've been witnessing, especially over the past 20-ish years, the past 15 or so years with social media and how women have been speaking, primarily Black women, is them trying to mitigate for like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, is them trying to mitigate for the equality that they fought for. Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. That's all it is. Because no one is telling them, very few people, that you don't get hypergamy with equality. You don't get, you wanted autonomy. You know what happens with autonomy? We put the guardrails down on your bowling lane. You wanted autonomy? That means your guardrails are down for your bowling lane. Security is guardrails up in someone showing you how to bowl. Autonomy is no one showing you how to bowl and your guardrails down. And if you get a gutter ball, so be it. Huh? If you get a gutter ball, so be it. Yikes. And so that's what it is. And shout out to Chris Lynn Karazin. I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. Um, right, but and thank you for that, Louis. Shout out to Red Pill Sleeper Cell. He keeps me informed. He keeps me, knowing what the hell these folks on Clubhouse are doing and saying. Shout out to him for that. Y'all check out his channel. Yeah, right. Absolutely. But these ladies, once again, they sound absolutely delusional because they're absolutely delusional. They sound delusional because they are delusional. Right? So y'all just watch out for this. As the economic times get tougher, some of them are going to pretend like they're on your program and they're going to do a really good job at it. They're going to give you the sloppy toppy you want, but understand it's just a play. Huh? Yikes. And Lion says, with the leak of the T app, I'm convinced 99% of single women are hypergamous failures. It's that too. I've watched other women speak about how a lot of these guys look the same, and there's a lot of guys that, like some of the hood stars type guys, and that's cool. Look, appreciate how important some of the edge and the guy with the walk and the super tatted guy and the dread brother and how important that is to certain black women. So for many of them, hey, if I'm not gonna get that security and I can't end up with Michael B. Jordan, then let me go end up with or Idris Elba, then let me go end up with the hood star that got good D. And shout out to them. Right. And when I find out that, yeah, we weren't in a relationship, but he was out here giving D to multiple women, I'll go dirty Mac and go spread, his name on the T app and talk crap about him. Huh? So that ain't nothing. It's women hating on a dude that has options and doing what he want to do. That's all that is. Now I'm reading through you guys' comments. And Dominic D says most women and men date within their own socioeconomic class. Yes. But the folks that date across and the folks that marry down are more likely to be the men. We're talking about socioeconomically, it's more likely to be the men. And it doesn't have to be a lot of men for the women of their same class in particular to feel that, because the women are the ones who are more reluctant to marry down financially, and particularly in class, obviously. So the class anxiety that Bowser speaks of, but particularly concerning men, when she's like, the gender war talk is just class anxiety, and she's framing it like it's class anxiety amongst the men. No, it's the women that occupy many of the spaces that you occupy that refuse to play this game that America designed because of you. Like, y'all fought for this. So yes, men and women are more likely to marry someone from similar class and background, but the few men that marry down financially or marry down in class throw a whole monkey wrench in the game, because the women are saying, I refuse. It's far more men, even though it's still a small cohort, it's far more men that do that than the women. It's a handful of women here and there, but it's far more men. And the women said, I ain't gonna do it. And for the ones that do, they only marry down a half a step under them. Huh? So yeah, we still tend to date and marry within our circles. The women are throwing a temper tantrum because you watch night after night a bunch of physically average black women in aggregate, but a bunch of average ass, basic ass women somewhere around the middle. Some of them a little bit less than average looking, some of them dead ass average, some of them a little bit above average looking, all call into Kevin Samuels show. Children, no children, educated, not educated, light skin, dark skin, looser curls, tighter curls, all the East Coast, West Coast, down south, Midwest, Pacific Northwest, damn, they're out the country. A bunch of women, namely black women, calling to Kevin Samuels show, and essentially all of them said the same thing. Who wants to be with average anyway? You watched a bunch of average ass women say who wants to be with average anyway. That's why I just played that clip. I want a man that make more than me. He got to make more than me. It doesn't matter what she earns. She expects you to make more than her. Miss Foster, don't make me go rummaging through your channel. You probably deleted it by now. When you kind of lamented that you're going to have to date someone, knowing that you're going to have to date someone that earns less than you. And if I do the math, the loose math, I think you probably had just met your man and you were coming to terms with you're going to earn more than him. Huh? You earn more than him and you're going to earn more than him for the duration of that relationship. And your tone of voice is that you lamented that. Ma'am, this is the equality that your foremothers fought for. Huh? And Dominic D says, more and more women are just giving up on men altogether. The vast majority of women literally can't financially afford to give up on men. Huh? The majority of women, namely Black and Latina women, can't afford to. Once again, there's a reason why I keep on reading this. Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S. Never married and childless Black women have the least amount of wealth in the U.S. 8 cents to white men's dollar. Huh? 8 cents to white men's dollar. That's why they out here crying.
I just lost my job today. No warning, no nothing. They wouldn't even tell me why. I don't know. I didn't do anything wrong. I have no savings. I have nothing. I just don't. I got in the exit interview and they said, today's gonna be your last day. My manager, my director was on the call. And then they were like, the decision has already been made, so we really don't have anything to hear from you. You're gonna get paid for the one day you worked in August, and we'll give you your commission check, and that's the last of it. And end the call on me. I'm low. I'm low.
Yeah. I don't know, Dominic. If they wanted or needed a man, most women could brush up against one and get him. That's not how it works anymore. It's that simple. That's not how it works anymore. Huh? Let me say this, just in case people haven't misconstrued. What I'm saying is, men are going to get tight with their money also. They also don't got it. Women are going to be a very in-your-face financial burden. Men already see women as a burden now financially. We just like y'all and we want to pipe. Dear women, we like y'all and we want to pipe. What I'm saying is, men are going to get tight with their wallet even more than they are already. Because now it's going to be, are you worth that financial burden? Huh? Yikes. I got you, Black Guru. I got you. Ah.
Hey, yo, hey, niggas get shot every day, B. You be alright, nigga. You tough, right?
Ah. And Black Guru says, you'll be all right. I'll say, women get fired every day. Huh? Yikes. We're living through a different paradigm. I just deleted the goddamn economic circuit clips that I had up here. The man said, economist, the man said, hey, yeah, the middle class is not going to be defined by buying nice stuff anymore. It's going to be defined by what you can retain and maintain. Ooh. Huh? That's what he said. Your appetite is going to be forced to change. You know how more and more folks started saying we're going to level set the conversation, which they really got from Kevin Samuels. Yeah, level set your desires. Ooh. Level, and this is not just a black woman thing, black people thing. No, America is getting kicked in the back, as Ole would say. Ole with a Bahamian accent. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. But yeah, getting getting they back kicked in. Yeah, level set all of those desires. Huh? That's what I'm saying, Starman. Starman says luxury beliefs whooping their ass, whooping that ass. That's exactly what it is. Huh? Women are going to have to bring more than a reluctant vagina to a relationship now. Because now you being a financial burden to a man, it's going to be more visceral. Huh? Shout out to all the women who say, namely black women, we're worthy, we're deserving. We about to see. Black men treat us like we're not worthy, we're not deserving. We about to see. Huh? Everything that the lady, you know what? God damn it, I gotta play the clip now. I'm not gonna review it now. I'm gonna play it to speak to what Dominic just was saying.
Now to a concerning trend in the labor force. The exodus of women in the workplace is rising at an alarming rate. Take a look at data from the most recent jobs report. It shows 212,000 women aged 20 and over have left the workforce since the start of this year, while men of the same age have added 44,000 workers. Alana Samuels is a senior correspondent for Time who is writing about this, and she joins us now with more. Good morning, Alana. So why are so many women leaving the workplace?
Right. So we saw during the pandemic a lot of women actually entering the workforce. And now we're seeing a lot of strict return to office policies. And a lot of families are deciding they just can't pull that off. The other thing that's going on is daycare is getting really difficult because of the end of some pandemic subsidies. And so a lot of families are looking around and saying, I can't afford this. And one of the parents is going to have to drop out, and it's often the woman.
I have always heard, my friends with children complain and gasp at the cost of childcare. Can you just help me understand how much that does cost? Because there are some long-term impacts to women with young children leaving the workforce.
Right. So in a lot of states, I think it's about 33 states, it's actually more than college tuition. It really ranges. I think Washington, D.C., it's about $18,000 a year for 2 children. As I said, there used to be pandemic subsidies, and those would have actually continued under the Build Back Better Act, but that did not pass. And so it's getting really expensive. And at the same time, you have childcare workers on, Medicaid or food stamps. So it's getting really expensive for families, and there's just not really a solution on the horizon.
And it's alarming to some too, because we're now seeing increased gender disparities in the workforce. And this report comes out as the president's trying to combat a declining birth rate in the US. So how do these issues correlate?
Right. So I think a lot of women are deciding having to decide over their careers or having children. Some might decide to drop out of the workforce and have children, and some might decide, you know what, I want to put my career first, or my family can't afford to survive on one income. One interesting thing is they actually looked at the pandemic childcare subsidies, and they actually earned some money back because women were entering the workforce, and that was coming back to the government in the form of taxes. So it's not great for our economy for a lot of people, especially women, to drop out of the workforce. That means families have less income to spend. And so, rather than encouraging families to expand while people can pursue these careers, these return to office and end of childcare subsidy policies are really doing the opposite.
It's a fascinating data point and issue happening for so many people. Folks should read your Time article. It's really interesting. Alana Samuels, thanks for joining us this morning. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, let Mr. Z hide behind the word feel real quick, just in case BGS listening. Okay, it's a new day. Much of what Black folks were able to achieve, particularly in the 50s and 60s, is because of the juxtaposition of the Soviet Union. What China is doing while rising is forcing the US to come to terms with financialization of everything. And whether you really want to put money above everything, what this lady just said about the economy, JD Vance just told you by being VP. Hey, I don't know if we want to put money above everything, especially for you average folks. Maybe us elites, but you average folks, yeah, you're going to have to change your desires. Maybe the money ain't the motive no more for you. Oops. Maybe we'll deal with slower growth. If we can manage to trip up China enough, maybe we're more willing to deal with slower growth per year if we can maintain white power and not have to deal with China reemergence while using our hypocritical financialization system against us, or the next upcoming person, we were able to stumble and fumble and crumble the Soviet Union. China, it's going to be a slugfest against China. We got to reset the way we do things. So yeah, it was cute and nice for about 30 years, the unipolar world, but we don't live in that world anymore. So whatever this lady talking about, you could throw that out. Oh, the economy. Have you ever thought that that's not what we're working with anymore? Huh? Have you ever considered that what's paramount and important is not just the money anymore, not for the average person? They're kicking average people's backs in. They're telling you, yeah, the materialism, that's done. The Chinese found our secret. They found our Achilles heel. It's the materialism and the consumerism. The cheap goods and products, yeah, we got to slow up on that. Yeah, but women in the workforce and the economy. Yeah, screw all that. Especially if you're not having kids. If you working is causing you to not have kids, how about we give your men 50% more money, keep you at home, and he pump you with children? I know it sounds crass. And how about we make it difficult for you to have those baby deletion clinics? I know it sounds crass. And if you're going to earn $50,000 a year, sit on your vagina, getting pumped and dumped, and only produce for America one kid when you get married, and then you still gonna divorce that man if you not Black within 8 to 10 to 12 years? Yeah, how about we reset this whole goddamn thing? See, it was a luxury we were willing to pay for and indulge in and encourage before there was a China on our ass ahead of us in many different metrics. Huh? Dear women, say it, Z. They can't afford your crappy ass feminism no more. It costs too much. Your hypocritical ass feminism, your 1 foot in and 1 foot in, 1 foot in and 1 foot out patriarchy by feminist specifications, they can't afford it anymore. Huh? So you could talk all that, the economy, yeah, that sounds nice in an old world. That sounded nice. Maybe 2018 and before, 2015 and before, 2010 and before and prior. Yeah, that sounded nice. Yeah, we're in 2025, man. America and China in a full ass trade war right now, man. You got BRICS versus the G7 right now. They telling you to pick sides. Or better yet, what you would say? Would it be NATO versus BRICS, or would it be NATO versus BRICS Plus, or would it be G7 versus BRICS? Either way, people picking sides right now. Do you appreciate what the hell you talking about? Just a reminder, Mr. Z is a community college dropout. Anyway, so with that, we're gonna end it on out, y'all. Z got things to do, places to go. This was a Reckless Streams. And I gotta go catch up on some stuff, but of course, because reckless. Shout out to the replay gang. Thank you, Button, for the replay gang, if you don't mind. Yeah. And on that note, y'all, look, I had to do it. Say that, Joes. Maybe instead of 30 dolls, it's 2 Trump. Right? Did y'all hear Black Uru? I clipped the I don't know if you heard it. I clipped out the conversation we had a couple months ago about this. I played it on my channel, what, a week ago? Huh? Me and Black Uru already spoke of this. Sagar and Crystal Ball have spoke about this. Who else spoke about the social contract and changing? Donald Trump gave y'all an inkling of it. Elon Musk gave y'all an inkling of it. In early, what was that? That was after the election. That was what, like December or November of last year. What did he say? Something like, necessarily that means that there's going to be a little pain or something like that. He said that sometime last year, he said that sometime in late 2024, maybe November after the election or December of 2024. Or maybe that was maybe early January, right before the inauguration. Something like that. They're telling you what it is. Huh? I'm sorry, y'all. I have to go on that tangent, that little mini rant. Because I forgot that lady said that. I watched the clip this morning. I forgot the economy, the women. What's the point if y'all not gonna have these kids? Did you not hear JD Vance? He said single cat ladies. He's telling you, you think your little $50,000 is more important than that kid you're gonna have? You only have one child. We need 2 and 3. You think your little $50,000, $60,000 a year, if you even earn that much, is more important than you having a second and third kid? Watch this. Let me say it again. It's better we give your man 50% more, or whatever man should be your man, 50% more money. Huh? Have you home barefoot and pregnant, and we don't care how bad that sounds. That's what JD Vance just said without saying it. And a number of women caught that. Anna Kasparian caught it. Leisha Miller caught it. Huh? A number of women caught that. They know it's not just what he said. They know what he said and what it implied. And we're here now. Y'all wonder why Z keep on mentioning JD Vance more than Trump. That's Curtis Yarvin boy. That's Peter Thiel's boy. Huh? Anyway, that's Elon Musk boy. Yikes. So on that note, y'all, I know I said I was going to end out a minute ago. We'll pause right here, truly. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. This was just Z ranting at the end because of that damn clip. You know, you kind of lose it sometimes. You hear somebody say something you've heard it before, but it's like, oh yeah, I forgot she said that. It's a new day, lady. You over here talking about the economy, and Mrs. Z could be completely wrong about this. Clearly, I don't think I am though. Okay, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Go touch some grass, right? We'll see if we come back with the clips from Bowser. And y'all have a great rest of y'all day. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.